I definitely might have just gone live. I went live on time, except I only started streaming and I didn't actually go live. So apologies for being late. I was here. I did a whole intro for like 60 seconds. And then I realized that I was not live. So anyways, I'm here now. I think I've got a little bit of a intro here. A lot of times I hop right into the chat, but I'm not quite ready. I do have to address a couple things and talk about some of Monday's video. I don't know why my music is not working right now. It's probably my earbuds. Let me put in my other one before I take out this one. So I hopefully don't play through my speakers and... Okay, this one's better. Maybe the other earbud's dying finally. But yeah, the title of this video, I will address that too. I will address the title of this video. It's definitely a little bit sensational. I have succumbed to PokeTube, and I use the word investing to talk about what I do in sealed Pokemon. I prefer the semantics, I prefer the terminology of speculating. Time frames, blah, 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 who cares? So I use the investing word. I would not actually call it a crash. Because we're on YouTube, because I'm using the language that YouTube uses, I am going to say it's going to be a crash. I believe, as I said in my video on Monday, I believe Destined Rivals will crash to MSRP. I wouldn't define it as a crash. When the PS5 comes out and it's selling for $1,000 because there's not yet enough been made to satisfy supply, demand, I wouldn't call the PS5 as crashing down to its intended MSRP, its intended price that retailers will sell it for. So when Destined, when Prismatic, when Journey become available at MSRP, I called it the impending crash in my title, but I just think that's an item that is newly released, being temporarily not caught up to its short-term demand. I just called supply, I call that supply catching up to demand and the product going for its intended amount. It's wild how much pushback I get in the comments. It's wild how many people who've been here 6 months or less and think they have it all figured out. And I am leaving Dan on the Fence Classic. I am leaving some small percentage chance that I'm wrong here. And I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna make a video for Monday that's fully addressing this. I'm gonna kind of do a microcosm of that in this live stream. Not everyone who watches my short form content watches my long form content, and vice versa. But next Monday's video will be largely addressing. So Dan, you think Destined is going to MSRP? What are you doing in the meantime? Lots of talk out there. Lots of talk in the comments. Lots of words are cheap. Talk is cheap. What are you doing? Pretty much all my live streams, all my Instagram posts, everything that I do tells everyone what I'm doing, but some people watch all my videos. Some people are watching a video. Every video that I make, somebody is watching it for the first time. So it makes sense that they're not going to have that context. It makes sense that they're not going to go back and watch. I saw that I've posted over 700 videos in the past 4.5 years. So repetitiveness is required. And even if I'm repeating some of the same topics, it's Destined Rivals is not Vivid Voltage. Surging Sparks is not Vivid Voltage. Prismatic, all these things that I used in my thumbnail that people got really mad about. But they can perform in some similar trends. Lower highs, higher highs, lower lows, higher lows, whatever it may be. But yeah, I truly think I'm not going to die on the hill. I'm not going to go bankrupt. I'm not placing bets that will bankrupt me if I'm wrong. There are people placing bets in Ultra Modern Sealed Pokemon that might bankrupt them, that might put them on the street not paying their rent, that might have the lights turn off. And that's scary. Back when Vivid Voltage was $200, Vivid Voltage was $225. Kind of like it is today. I believe it's around $225 today. It was that 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. And people were guaranteeing, people with more subscribers than I have today, 4.5 years ago, were guaranteeing, using the G word, that Vivid Voltage would not go down, that it would be a good buy, that you would be happy in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, in any time frame, any duration in the future, you would be happy with having made that purchase. Those things are going on right now, and it's just scary. but it is what it is. I what else? Let me see. I wrote a couple notes. But I truly believe what's destined today, 250, 260. I'm buying boxes. If you want to sell to me, and well, Dan, you say it's going to go down, but you're still buying boxes. I need to feed the live stream. We've let me just so I'm not talking, making things up. We've sold 8,500 packs of Destined Rivals since it released. I need it for the streams. Currently on hand, we have 4,200 packs. So I have half. I have 50% of what we've sold in the past 2-3 weeks. Yes, it's selling slower than it did the opening weekend. Last week we sold 1,600 packs though. So if we sell over the next 2.5 weeks at the same rate we've sold in the past week, I'm going to be out of Destined Rivals. So yes, I'm buying it at 80-85% of market to feed the live streams. But beyond that, I'm only putting 4 cases on the pallet. That's a rule that I set a year ago when I set out on the pallet adventure, the pallet experiment. So I'm following through on the promise that I made back then. But if I had not made that promise, this would be one where I would question just selling them all. Vivid Voltage Battle Styles. Back then, 4 years ago, I had no pallet. I had no promise out to the world. I sold them all. I was selling them all. I had no live streams to feed. I sold down to 0, and I was glad I did. Maybe this time around, this time might be different. I'm open to this time being different, but there's a lot of people on the other side that just have no room for nuance. It's binary. It's like, we are straight booming forever. We are straight booming for at least the next year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever duration they decide on. And they won't hear otherwise. They will not hear otherwise, and they get mad. They get just irrational, in my opinion, when you start pulling up data. Like if you use data, if you say like, hey, I'm not saying it's a guarantee because Vivid Voltage Battle Style Shining Fates did this before. I'm not guaranteeing it's going to happen again. There are things that are different about this time, but there are things that are the same. People like, I could just pull up my video and start going through comments. I reply to every comment still. I don't get like too insane amount of comments that I can't go through them all. But people are like, oh, the art is so much better. Well, at the time, Vivid Voltage, the Chonkachu was a thing. The Chonkachu Rainbow was a thing. It was hype. People were excited. It was the best set of all time. Battle Styles was the best set of all time. Sleepy T-Tar. Shining Fates was the best set of all time. All these sets were better than the ones before. And people's reasoning that Destined, Journey, and Prismatic won't do it again, well, these sets are better. What was it, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I don't remember when I was saying this, but artists will art. Artists will art. I said that. There was probably like a year time period where I was saying that all the time. I feel like I need to start saying that again. People saying that Destined won't go under MSRP because the art is too good, the set is too good. You're wrong. You might be right in that it doesn't go under MSRP. Again, I'm open to the set having a potential to go under to not go under MSRP, but it won't have anything to do with the art. If and when it goes under MSRP, supply can do that. Supply can do that. Crown Zenith. Look back in January when I made that prediction that in the next year it wouldn't become a $10 pack. Look how quickly I was wrong. Crown Zenith, due to the insane supply that they were putting into the market, which they could do, they did do with 151 for some time. They could do with Prismatic if they wanted to. They could do with Journey. They could do with any set they want to at any time. They can't do it with all of them. I'm on the same page with that. They can't do it with all of them, but they can do it on any of them they want to, on command. Crown Zenith was widely available for under $3 a pack, buying through the Sea and Sky collections. Everywhere. It was everywhere. I was buying the packs, $3.50, $3.75, $4 a pack, from people that were buying them for sub 3 and insta-flipping them to me for guaranteed profits. They could do that with Prismatic. They could do that with Destined. Any set they want to. Will they? I think they will. Will they get all of them? Will they get... I truly believe SV8 is surging. SV7 and prior, by the day, they're getting more and more safe. I feel SV1 through SV5 specifically are the most safe of all because those were widely available for months and months and months after release for not only under MSRP, but under $100. So it's like, I don't know. people's lack of ability to have critical thinking, people's lack of ability to have any kind of nuance. Like if I say that one, I have to use your terminology, you talking to you, PokeTube, not any one of you in particular, but all of you as a community as a whole. I use the word investing because I feel like I have to. I use the word crash to define Prismatic, Journey, and Destined going under MSRP because I feel like I have to. I think in the next 6 to 24 months, those sets will go under MSRP. I believe that in the next 6 to 24 months, probably not those sets, but there will be sets that go under 100 again. I don't think when I say that, and this is the part that kills me. When I say that sets will go under MSRP again, I don't mean every SV set. I don't think SV1 through SV5 will. I'm pretty sure SV6 and SV7 won't. SV8 is more likely to than SV1, in my opinion, even though it's a better set. Yes, Surging is better set than SV base. It has better arts, it's better, but supply matters, and artists will art. The whole black and white thing, maybe black and white era is not your thing. Maybe that generation, it's just a pass for you. But 100 and however many, I don't even know how many Pokemon are in that generation. 100 and something IRs, SIRs, illustration rare, trainer gallery, altars, whatever you want to call them. 100 plus really, really nice artworks that take up the entire 2.5 inch by 3.5 inch rectangle. I'm probably going to go to the comments really soon. As always, feel free to leave your questions in the comments. I will get to all of them. For some reason, the YouTube chat in my OBS is not working, unfortunately. But I just need to open up another one of these quick so that I can have one live and one for highlighting. But that's my rant to kind of start this. I'm sure I'll be, as I always am, I'll be all over the place, bouncing back and forth. I'm gonna move my live chat here. No, here's better. And I will try to address everything I can. I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between live and the highlighted chats. So feel free to leave your questions, and I will get to them. But I do have some notes I want to cover. I think I covered all my original points. Let me highlight those. Those are done. So we covered those. Oh, one last thing that I had to do at the outset of the video. I'm already 14 minutes in. I feel like the comments are often made by people who haven't been around for 6 months. I feel like TikTok brain is fully engaged in a lot of the people making those kind of comments that I'm trying to respond to. So I had somebody like say in the comments, like they didn't believe me. They didn't believe me that Evolving Skies. I proposed a challenge of sorts. I proposed like leave a comment in my video on Monday if you think there's a certain set that wasn't available under MSRP so that I can show you that it was. Maybe it was a meme. Maybe I'm just falling for the bait. Maybe it was entirely bait. But someone said Evolving Skies as if it was a gotcha. Someone said, ha, Evolving Skies. This guy didn't think of that. Who's this guy? He doesn't know what he's talking about. I've been here 6 weeks, 2 months. I have everything figured out. And this YouTuber, it's been here 11 years in the industry, 4 years full time, going on 4 years full time. He has no idea what he's talking about. I just got him. He proposed a challenge that he thought no one could win. Appreciate you, Ray, dropping 20 gifted. He said, show me where and when Destined Rivals, Evolving Skies was under MSRP, where it was widely available under MSRP. Lived in Michigan or something, and like it was never available near me. Michigan is one place. You live in one city in one state. I can't speak for everyone's LGS. I can't speak for everyone's Target, Costco, Walmart, whatever. But if it's if it's available on eBay.com through PFootball Pete, which it was, if it's available on hillswholesalegaming.com, which it was, I'm going to show you right now through the use of the Wayback Machine. So right now, I just wanted to show it because it was interesting to me. Hills Wholesale Gaming has a 36 loose booster packs of Evolving Skies for $1,500. I mean, the box, yes, is $2,000 or whatever. So it's a deal compared to that. I'm sure their packs aren't searched or anything, but we sell unsearched packs on stream. Market price is what, 25, 26 bucks, 27 bucks, somewhere in there. So yeah, that blew my mind that they're asking that much for it today. Clearly it's done well. But here's so release for Evolving Skies was August 22nd, 2021. The way the Wayback Machine works, it doesn't capture every day forever. So 1 month after release, it was 165. This was lower 1 month post release than Surging, than Journey Together, and then Destined Rivals. So 1 month, we don't know what it was on release day per Wayback Machine, Hills Wholesale Gaming. But we do know that it was 165, which is over MSRP 1 month after release on Hills. Hills is relatively cheap normally, so I would guess that at this time, eBay would have been 170, 175. Most places would have been a little bit higher than Hills, generally, not always. But September 26, 2021. Oh yeah, you can't see the date here with where my face is. Let me move my face really quickly. So this is September 26, 2021. Evolving Skies booster box was 165. Well, go forward in time to January 29th, 2022. If you were an investor and if you had the rule that I only acquire boxes when they're at or under MSRP, you would have gotten all the Evolving Skies you wanted. One thing I'm going to do in Monday's video is, let me make sure I don't open this up in, I'm going to open up my upcoming video ideas sheet in the middle of a live stream. But one point I'm going to make, one thing that I'm doing today. So Dan, what are you doing today? I'm not investing in Destined Rivals today. I'm buying and selling every pack from Sword Shield base to current through the live streams, PK, Ponga, as I always am, as we always are. But as far as like long-term holds, what am I adding? Look at my hot buy list. Crap, I don't think I have it handy. Let me, I don't even have it in this window, but when we go to the other window, if I remember, I'll show you what my hot buy list is. I am buying 151 packs. 151 is not yet 2 years old, and there's a chance that it gets cheaper in the next 6 months to a year. But I just think I like 151 at 9 a pack 5 times more, random arbitrary number. But I like 151 at $9 a pack a lot more than I like Destined at 6 a pack. I might be wrong. I am a human. I am fallible. I've made mistakes. I've made wrong calls in the past, but I've made a lot of correct calls too. I made the clip in my video on Monday about me and Nick just instantly selling our Vivid Voltage at the current pricing because it was crazy and we thought it would go down, and it did. And 4+ years of being on YouTube, I need to start doing that more. I need to start clipping, saying, hey, I made this call on this date. And I'll do it when I'm wrong too. I'll do it when I'm wrong. I was wrong about Crown Zenith. I was wrong. I made the video about MetaZoo failing. I did the whole Adam Sandler thing. I'm stupid, you're smart, you're very good looking, I'm not, like all that stuff. I did that whole spiel. And I could be wrong on this whole Destined going under MSRP. But when people are in my comments unaware that like Evolving Skies was widely available. So this was January 29th, 2022. And then on, I have the same one open twice for some reason. And then March 31st of 2022, I had some people saying like, oh yeah, he's right. He's actually right. Evolving Skies was 120, it was 125. It was under MSRP. It was a day. It was a week. It was 2 weeks. Well, I have right here in stock now on a massive website. If Hills has it in stock, they likely had pallet or pallets of this. They didn't have a box. They had likely pallets. They deal by the pallet. They do business at a high level. I'm telling you. So on January 29th, 2022, it was 125. MSRP at the time was 144. And 2 months later, over 2 months later, it was 135. You had over 2 months to get Evolving Skies at under MSRP, plus all the pre-order window where it was under MSRP, plus days or weeks after release where it was under MSRP. Evolving Skies, 151, all these sets. So this is June. I don't have it pulled up here, but what was it in June? June, it finally 144, 44, or 144, whatever the number was, 144.64, I believe, used to be MSRP, 144.63 maybe, something like that. It hit MSRP in June of 2022. So somebody thought they had a gotcha in the comments about like, do Evolving Skies. I just did it. You, that person who commented, anyone who holds the belief that Evolving Skies was not available under MSRP ever is not going to make it this long in a live stream. To be fair to them, it's 21 minutes in. Get to the point. Dan, you ramble way too long, way too much. I get it. I get it. I will try to Opus clip this though. Opus, do your thing, robot. Clip this out. I will make this as a thing. Post it on TikTok. Post it on YouTube Shorts. Post it on Instagram Reels, so that those people that need to see it can see it. But every set, I did it with Evolving Skies right now by request. I've done it in the past for Champions Path. I've done it in the past for every set. Every set has been widely available at one point or another under MSRP. People will move the goal. Like that's what I'm setting. I've not moved the goalpost from there. But then people will say, well, like, oh, well, my LGS wasn't, my Target wasn't, my Costco wasn't. It was only 2 weeks. It was only. They'll just say things. There's just the data. The data that it was available in mass for nearly 6 months, 5 months on a massive website. Sorry, January. Thank you. So I'm not saying the wrong things. So end of January to beginning of June, 4 months. I started with 6. I started too high. Can't do math. But 4 solid months that Evolving Skies was available under MSRP widely after the reprints. And maybe Destined Rivals. Maybe it's slightly different this time. I could get on board with Destined Rivals. Instead of being 4 months, it might only be 4 weeks. It might only be 4 days. My argument that I would make is if you are in here watching my content, you are down rabbit holes. You are in the weeds in the Pokemon market. If it's only 4 weeks, if it's only 4 days, you're in 27 Discords that will ping you. You are in a lot of places. You follow a lot of Instagrams. You follow a lot of YouTube channels that will tell you. A lot of them will probably go defunct if and when Evolving Skies, or sorry, Destined Rivals. I'm mixing up my sets. If and when Destined Rivals goes under MSRP, there will be YouTube channels that just close. They close up shop. They say, oh crap, my investments have fallen. I can't make my rent. They'll not come back, never to be seen again. But there are big channels out there. There are big channels out there that I went down a couple rabbit holes earlier this week. I was watching videos from creators that are still around today that have six-digit subscriber counts plus that were guaranteeing. Like it wasn't just little tiny channels. I guess at the time maybe there were 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 subscribers. But there are channels that are still around today. Props to them for not deleting the videos. But there are channels where they were guaranteeing top 5 investments of this year, 2020, 2021, 2022. And they were guaranteeing sets like Vivid, Voltage, Battle Styles were good buys at above MSRP. I pumped the brakes. And we'll talk about it on Monday. I'm not going to like hash out the whole video here. But on Monday, I'm going to say like, if you're an investor, opportunity cost matters. Risk matters. And if you're truly a pure investor, which nobody in the Pokemon space is truly a pure investor only, they care about Pokemon. They enjoy it. Some amount of it for everybody. Like Rudy included, I think, in my opinion. Rudy is like mostly Magic and he doesn't care about Pokemon much, but he cares about cardboard. He cares a little bit. He cares enough about the adjacent spaces to it that I would say he's 99.99% investor, but he still cares a little bit. And but being that much percent investor, you should just care about the bottom line. You should care about the bottom line. And I truly believe, I'm open to being wrong, and hindsight would tell you that $300 Evolving Skies at a time when I said this probably won't beat $150 whatever other box from that era. So certain things I've said in the past definitely have panned out to be wrong, but I've never guaranteed certain things. I've never said I guarantee this product at 100 will outpace Evolving at 300. Because if you bought Evolving at 300, you've 6x since then. A lot of things that were 100 at the time probably aren't 600 today. So with hindsight, Evolving Skies, even buying it at double MSRP, even buying it at above these crazy prices, it has performed. But many things haven't either. And I just, like Destined Rivals, could be 1,500 in 3 years. It absolutely could be. There's a chance of that. I don't think it will be, but it could be. And I just think with all the information we have as of today and everything I see in the market, I just like $9 loose packs of 151 better. I haven't looked at every product on the market. People get so fixated on one thing. Like, I get tunnel visioned when I'm playing video games. I get tunnel visioned at certain times in life. But people get so tunnel visioned in this space. It's like Destined is the best set of all time. It's the newest set. I have to be buying I have to be buying Destined. I have to be investing in Destined. Every other set still exists. Your dollars don't care. The cardboard doesn't care it doesn't care about you nearly as much as you care about it. And if you're an investor, you just want the number to go up. You want number to go up with liquidity, all that good stuff. And I could be wrong, but I don't think Destined is the best thing as of right now. So I'm not actively investing in it. But some people are. Some people are buying it at 110% of market because they're paying sales tax, because they have no idea what they're doing. They are not running a business properly. You should not be paying sales tax on things you are buying with intent to resell. But anyways, I think that's enough ranting. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. We are 27 minutes in. I have a good backlog of questions. I will start to address the questions. Tuber bros all pushing the same narrative. How fun. I'm not pushing any narrative. I never tell people what to buy. I never tell people what to sell. I tell people what I'm doing. I never try to I never try to get people to do, I try to get people to question. I made this video. I made this video a few months ago. The problem with influencers. I don't want to influence your actions. I don't want to influence your thoughts. Most of media, most of PokeTube, most of everything you consume in day-to-day life wants to influence your decisions. They want you to buy their product. Most people want to influence your thoughts and beliefs and actions. I genuinely don't. I do make money selling Pokemon cards. I generally say that people shouldn't be buying if they don't have the means to buy what I'm selling. 4 years on YouTube, one consistent message I've had is I sell Pokemon. Don't buy it if you don't have the money. Don't buy it if you don't know what you're getting into. Don't buy it if, that's been my consistent message for 4 years. So the same narrative I've been pushing for the past 4 years is don't get in over your head. Make sure you know what you're doing. And yeah, I am looking at the live chat. I'm going to try to be better about doing that. If I'm being considered a tuber bro, that is so scary. That is scary as hell. I don't know this individual. I'm sure this was posted 4 hours before I went live. So they posted it when my thumbnail went up and everything. They might not watch this. They might not be here. They do have a number 3 next to them though. So maybe they engage a lot. Maybe they will be here. But to call me a tuber bro is wild. Clearly have not been around watching my channel, my content. How many tuber bros talk about conscious spending? How many tuber bros talk about hedonic adaptation, the lifestyle creep, the hedonic treadmill? How many people talk about building an emergency fund and matching your employer-sponsored match in your 401k? How many people talk about paying down high-interest debt and all that stuff? I sell right now. Right now, PK is live on Fanatics. Please, please do not buy from us on Fanatics if you don't have the money. Please, if you're putting it on a credit card and you don't know how and when you'll get the money to pay off that credit card, please just don't buy from us. I shudder at the thought. I know it happens. I don't know what % it happens. I don't know to what extent it happens, but it does happen. And I've heard anecdotes. I've had DMs from time to time, all the way back to 2014, all the way 2020, 2021. I've heard of scenarios where people have gotten way in over the head, not knowing what they were doing, and had a lot of regret. Please don't buy from us on Fanatics if you don't know what you're doing. Please don't buy any of the stuff on Fanatics Collect that I sell. I'm not trying to push any narrative. I'm not trying to get you to follow me. I'm asking you, I'm begging you, I'm pleading with you to think for yourself. I don't want to influence your thoughts or your actions or your behaviors. I want to influence you to think for yourself. That is so underrated. Critical thinking, it is a thing of the past. It is a thing of the past. People will just completely offload blame and offload all the effort of doing any kind of research themselves off of doing any kind of critical thinking. And if and when something happens, they'll just blame whoever. And people will listen to my content and call me a tuber bro, and they'll say Dan told me to sell my Destined Rivals and it went up and I'm mad at him and I'm a victim of Dan because he told me that he's not investing in it. What, like, I never tell people to buy or sell. I tell people why I'm not buying, why I am buying, why I'm selling, why I'm not selling. And people will watch a video like mine. And I've had people comment to me like before, Dan, it's dangerous what you're doing. Dan, it's dangerous showing that you had a pallet that you built with your dad. And people will watch that and see that you doubled your money in a year and they'll try to emulate it. If they watch any of the video though, I tell people all the context. I give people all the disclaimers. And people get mad at me if I give too many disclaimers. People get mad if I give not enough disclaimers. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy how adults, grown men and women, will just sit and cry like babies and blame everything but them. They'll have all 10 fingers pointing out. They'll be pointing the whole, like, pointing a finger for pointing back at you, whatever that saying is. They'll be doing this, so none are pointing back at them, and they're just victims of everything. They're victims of this guy on YouTube made a video, and that, like, some people are that dumb. Some people are that ignorant. It's true. It is true that some people will watch my pallet video. From my pallet video, they will take the message of investing in Pokemon Sealed. I will double my money in a year. They will use that. They'll take out their credit card with 30% interest. Well, 100% is more than 30%. So as long as I double my money like this guy did, I'll make money even paying 30% interest. People will swipe a credit card on eBay. I bet you that there's one person out there that watched my video. Let me pull it up and see how many views that video got. Over 5,000, I think. One of my better videos. There are people that watch that video. There's one person who watched that video and decided to go and buy Destined Rivals booster box at $250 plus tax, $275, thinking that it will double in a year. And those people are so lost. I don't know what we do to address that. I don't know what we do to help them. But yeah, that's where'd it go? 5,900 views. I can almost guarantee that one person out there will have bought Journey at 260, and they're blaming me right now. That Catch 'em All Collectibles, he showed me a pallet where he doubled his money. His dad's even doing it. I'm down 30%, and I'm paying 30% interest on it. That guy, I'm a victim of him. He's my boogeyman. That's the world we live in. It's crazy. Uber Bro is flexing his 5K view video. This is the darkest of times right now. It is 5,900 views for your information, Mr. Brad G Cards. I don't know. I know I'm getting super ranty right now, but I will scroll up. I will take everything in order. I will bounce back to live when there's something relevant that makes sense to put on camera. Here we go. I will try to be better. Don't do this. Stop addressing it. We need to move on. I'm curious on future predictions. 100% is indeed greater than 30%. It's that easy. Dan, the math checks out. Uber Bro's a trigger. Oh God. Yeah, I definitely, some of these might be bait. Like I might be taking the bait for sure. Victims of Dan rise up. Maybe there will be someday down the line, maybe there will be a class action lawsuit against that guy who posted a pallet video after giving all the context, after giving all the things that people some people beg for me to continue giving context everywhere and anywhere and everywhere. Some people beg for me to stop it altogether, rocket emojis only. Can we get Tuber Bro merch, please? Merch is like the biggest time sink for me. That, like, I probably have effectively made $2 an hour on the amount of time that I've spent making t-shirts and making playmats, and I think it's fun and it's interesting, and I've probably sold 10 shirts, 15, 20 shirts maybe, and I set it up so I make $1 or $2 profit per shirt. It's not gonna really put too much effort into that in the short term, at least. We got an Oilers fan in here. Sorry to hear it. I do think are the Panthers taking care of business tonight? Oh yeah, game 6, must-win game for the Oilers, and they're down 2-0. How's it going, Brody? We got Pokemonster, we got Ponga, we got FSR. FSR is ready to hear when I can pick up DRETBs at MSRP. Most people that ask this, I'm not talking about FSR, but most people that say, hey, when Vivid Voltage, 4 years ago, when Vivid Voltage becomes available at MSRP, you let me know. Well, 2 months later, when it was available at MSRP, they were gone. They didn't want it anymore. That is the general trend that I've seen in my past 11 years in the hobby. Then is it true that you will still be buying 1% of the total MZ set boosters on new releases? I don't know. I don't know how many they're printing. So I ordered like 700 of set 1 base set, and I only got 500 or so. I forget how many I got allocated. I'm ordering more like 700 or 800 again, but this time I'm hoping that I get them all. Maybe I won't. I've actually bought more though. I bought a couple hundred more post-release of base set because they've been available here and there. Hills, which I was showing earlier. I think we dip now to late summer, but have a small resurgence during the end of the year due to the holiday spending and the lead up to 30th anniversary. After that, people will get wrecked. The market is so broad and diverse that like people just apply up or down to the whole market. Nuance. There are things like I have pallets of Pokemon product. I think there's a likely scenario where the last 3, 4, 5 sets are flat or down due to reprints, whatever, and all my Sword Shield is flat to up. All my SE1 through SE5 is flat and or slightly up and or significantly up maybe. Like people just lack of like TikTok brain, lack of nuance, lack of critical thinking. People hear things might go down and they think like, oh my god, everything is going down. To be fair, I had to do the YouTube thing. Impending crash, the impending crash in my title. One that's like memeing on calling it a crash when a box just returns to MSRP at launch. But yeah, let me continue on. I got quite a few questions in the backlog. I will get to all of them though. I see Mr. ZNG Emporium in here. James, Mr. ZNG Emporium. He is what are you doing? What are you doing in YouTube live stream chats when you're supposed to be on vacation? Month off. You're off for all of June. While Mr. James of ZNG Emporium is off, we here at Catch 'em All Collectibles are still reeling in fish left and right. Not only that, while James is gone, if your cards arrive to the Fanatics Vault between now and July 4th, yes, James, I'm using you to pivot into a little ad read for my my consignment services. Every card that sells above 480, you will get 95% of total sale price. You will get 114% of hammer price on all cards curated into my vault before July 4th. So had to do a little ad read while we had Mr. James here. Continuing on. James is in too deep. Sad. But yeah, while he's out there living his best life on vacation, I'm the banker's on vacation, the fisherman's grinding away. Feel free to consign. But what did L-Dubs say that James said was dark? Oh, here we go. My friend has 90K on 0% credit cards due in March of 2026, but his 90K is in Pokemon product right now worth 170K. Should he sell now or start in January and see if it keeps rising? Asking for my friend. I hope that's a meme. I hope that's bait. It could also be L-Dubs himself. It is posed in the way that you pose questions when you're asking for yourself. Easy answer for me. If this is real, taking a meme, turning it into a real question. If this is real, you liquidate. Sealed, it's in sealed product, presumably. I would sell a lot of it. I don't make any money off this. This is not an ad read. I would sell through Probstein. 95% payout. If it's all Destined Rivals cases, if it's all 151, if it's all whatever, I would sell in this order. I would sell Destined Rivals, Journey Together first. I would sell Destined and Journey first. I would sell Prismatic shortly after. I would sell Surging shortly after. I would SV1 through SV5, I would be less likely to sell. Sword Shield, I would be less likely to sell. 151, I would be less likely to sell. It's a hierarchy. It's a hierarchy of what I think will return the best. As an investor, you need to evaluate each product for its fundamentals, right? They don't have cash flows. They don't have equipment. They don't have land. They don't have real estate, things like that. But they do have total set value. They do have what's the most you can get out of a pack. They do have how old is the set? How many reprints did the set get? What are the odds a reprint comes in the future? You can't know exactly, but you can estimate based on historical evidence and ever. But what if that 90K you sell doubles in 3 months though? Yeah, sell 90K worth, pay off credit card, repeat. Yeah. It at the end of the day, it I'm sure it's a meme question, but thanks for the business this year, Dan. Paid for an engagement ring, infinite ROI. There we go. I'm glad to hear that. But yeah, appreciate you, Mason, somebody who regularly sells me product. But if you if your downside is that you only made 80 grand and you just keep half of it, right? You only have to sell half to pay off the debt, and then you keep half. And if you like only double your money on half of what you could have, talk about first world problems. Talk about first world problems. That's my take on it. That's what I would do. I'm not advising you or your friend or this person to do it. I'm just saying what I think on the matter. What I would do in that situation is that. How's it going, Martial Law? Thanks for dropping the $1.99 super chat. Recently found out Martial Law is somebody who does thumbnails and stuff. Maybe some editing too. I'm not sure of the full extent of it, but does some editing and things for TCA Gaming, for Rusty. And he lives relatively close to where I am. So maybe one of these days, Martial Law, we'll have to meet up somewhere in between, grab a couple beers, get some wings. I don't know what your interests and things are on that, but chicken wings and beers. I know he did recently a video. I watched his video the other day where he did how many. He had a 22 and he had a 380. Was it a 380? How many Pokemon cards a bullet could shoot through? And that was an interesting video. Not one you see every day. But yeah, he edits TCA Gaming Shorts and he lives pretty close to me. So one of these days we'll have to meet up. I don't know where Gideon's is, but hit me in the DMs. I'm pretty busy over the next couple of weeks, start of summer. But at some point, we'll have to meet up somewhere in between and have a couple beers, have some wings. I'm sure we'll be able to find a spot and a time. I still have tons of questions I haven't gotten from the first 10 minutes, so I'm going to get them before they expire. What rarity or card type do you speculate to be the next thing to boom like Gold Stars? Gold Stars were amazing. I think they captured a lot of great things, and some people say demand is the only thing that matters, supply doesn't matter. Gold Stars are indicative that like those low pops, what those cards are doing right now, and I'm sure they'll have a retrace at some point. But I don't know. This is where talk versus walk. I can comment a lot more on sealed products. I can comment a lot more on things that I play in that arena. I don't dabble in singles at all. Singles, raw, sealed, graded. I just don't play in singles. My business is moving packs. I do a little bit of buying raw, buying slabs to resell on the live streams, but I don't play in it, so I don't want to comment on it. There would be other channels that would have more experience, have more expertise. That doesn't mean they're going to be guaranteed to be right, but their opinions would hold more weight, I think. So I think alt arts have already had multiple booms, and tag teams have already had like multiple booms going on. That's really all the commentary I can provide on to you, anti-shillator. Anti-shillator. Thank you for the question. Oh, a 308. A 308. Sorry, martial law. I've got some fire safes that used to house many of my guns, but they got taken over by Pokemon cards in the past years. Now that so much of my business has shifted, they've actually emptied. I need to get my guns back into them. They do still have trigger locks and all that stuff, and they're still somewhere in a locked room far away from the kids and all that stuff, but I need to get them back into the actual fire safes, the actual gun safes. Mine have all been they were displaced by Pokemon cards, and they've not gone back in now that there's space again. How's it going, Garen? Nice to see you. I put no boxes on my pallet since Twilight Masquerade. I purchased a lot of boxes SV1 to SV5, and when boxes became 180, it was ridiculous. One point I'm going to make in my next week's video, next Monday, there are no called strikes in Pokemon. Shout out to Benjamin Graham. Shout out to Warren Buffett. There are no called strikes in Pokemon investing. He would cringe at the thought of me using some of his quotes to apply to Pokemon investing. But I'm generally piling cash. I'm spending a lot of money every week. Oh yeah, I mentioned I was going to show my hot buy list. I'm spending a ton of money every week, but I'm also selling a ton of stuff all the time. I need to keep the live streams fed, and I'm going to show my hot buy list right now. I'm buying to the tune of 5 figures into the 6 figures every week. If you want to sell these packs to me, please sell them to me. The only ones on here that are like long-term speculation at all, if you sell me Evolving, it's going to be gone within a week or two. If you sell me Brilliant, Fusion, Chilling, I have very little bit of it. It's going to immediately go into the streams. If you sell me Destined, I'm going to immediately sell it in the streams. That is not for long-term holding. The only one on my hot buy list, to give you further nuance, further information into what my hot buy list means. These ones, some of these at $9 a pack are going onto my 4th Pokemon palette. Some of these are being set back for the medium to short term. But other than that, my whole hot buy list, everything else I'm buying is just for the streams to be immediately sold. So the only thing I'm currently really adding mid to long term speculation is packs of 151. That pretty much covers it. I just don't see a lot of opportunity. I think I will be happy with myself. I could be wrong here, but I think if over the next 4 months I grow my bank account by 50 grand or by 100 grand, I think I'll be happy to have that 50 to 100 grand in 3 to 4 months, as opposed to having X amount of product, especially Destined, Prismatic, and Journey. Those are my 3 main sets that I think are going to crash down to MSRP in the coming 6 to 24 months. So I could be wrong, but that's just my take. That's my one guy. I'm one guy. That's my one take. One guy's take. And that's not me. I know Brad is memeing now, but I'm not pumping 151. I'm not telling you to buy it. So the upside is I could see that being a $20 pack in the next year or two. For all I know, it could be $20 in 6 months. I don't think it will be, but it could be. It could also Crown Zenith. If we want to talk about what happened, if we want to talk about time frames, I think Crown Zenith is as good of a set as 151. Crown Zenith was released in January 20th of 2023. A full 2 years later, January 20th of 2025, it was available for under $5 a pack. 151 could go to under $5 a pack in the next 3-6 months. Do I think it will? No. I'm buying thousands of packs at $9 a pack. That's how much I think it will not go sub 5. But could it? Yes. It spent a lot of last summer very, very cheap and available. Every Costco, not every Costco, many Costcos around the country were just dripping in 151 UPCs. They were everywhere, pallets left and right, with no elbows being thrown, no fights going on, no PokeTuber React videos being made from the pallets and pallets of Mew UPCs widely available last summer. But yeah, that's my thoughts. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Talk versus walk. I'm buying them. I've bought. Let me give you further. Like, this is, ask me whatever you want and I'll answer. Like, I'm as transparent as it gets, and I've had people call me a gatekeeper. I've had people say, like, this guy doesn't give you all the information. He ask me the question, I'll give you the answer. With almost everything. With almost everything. How many packs of 151 did I buy this week? I have bought not as many as I want to. That's why it's still on my hot buy list. But in the past few weeks, don't tell Ponga and PK, because I've been having a lot more of them shipped. Sometimes I have people ship to Ponga and PK directly. They do. Let me see how many packs they have. The PK and Ponga. PK only has 786. Ponga only has 768. Those numbers are not entirely accurate. Very estimated by the sales, by what I send them. But they both have under 1,000. I do need to get more diverted to them soon. But anyways, in the past week or two, I've been diverting a lot of it to me. I have bought, here's my buy sheet. I'm not going to show it because it has PayPal addresses and all that stuff. But 100, 200, 800, 1,300, nearly 2,000 packs. I've bought nearly 2,000 packs of 151 in the past 2 weeks at $9 a pack. I've spent $18,000 in the past 2 weeks on 151. Does that mean you should? No. If you hear my reasoning as to why I'm doing it and you think, like, hey, I have the money, hey, I want to take the risk, but I like putting $18,000 into 2,000 packs of 151 significantly more than I do of putting it into Destined Rivals. That said, though, again, I'm selling them every day on the live streams. I bought from one guy. I just bought $210 a box of Destined Rivals. I bought 6 cases. I bought 36 boxes of Destined Rivals. Not for long-term hold, not going anywhere near the pallet. They're going straight to PK. He received them today. He's going to sell them through the live streams. I want to keep my Destined Rivals inventory fairly low in the coming weeks, months, year, because I think it will get cheaper. I could be wrong. It is what it is. That's just where I come from. That's my thoughts. LW says, I recently purchased collector's insurance for yourself. What is the lowest dollar amount lost that would warrant filing a claim for that would be worth the increased premiums? My limit, so last year I filed a claim for $13,000. Part of me regrets it because my premiums went up quite a bit and they're going to get it back from me in the coming years. $13,000 is painful though. That's a lot of money. I think 10 is about what I would do. I personally self-insure. If and when something gets lost under 10, I'll probably just take it on the chin. I think I made my deductible $2,500 anyways. I made my deductible very high because I'm not going to claim $1,000. I'm not going to claim $2,000. Depending on who you are, where you are in your journey, $1,000 might be a lot more of your weekly, monthly cash flow, and you might be in a position where you have to make that claim. Maybe you have a $50 deductible and you would claim $1,000. I would caution against it, generally speaking. But again, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what I do and why. I self-insure generally under $10,000 because I think I'm going to be carrying this insurance policy for the next 5, 10, maybe plus years. And if I claim $3,000, they're absolutely getting it back from me. Within a year, they're going to get that back from me. It's mostly like if one of my storage locations burns down and pallets are gone, and it's hundreds of thousands of dollars or $1 million. That's what insurance is for, in my opinion, at least. I made a whole video on insurance if you want to check it out. One thing I want to shout out too, I did just, I have 20 tabs open right now. I just came through my, YouTube live bullet point thing, that all the points that I want to cover tonight. Shout out to HD Cards and Collectibles. Yes, I will be on with Harley this Friday night. I'm going to link that live stream in the chat. I will try to remember to post that on my Instagram and YouTube as it approaches. But this Friday night, I'm going to be on a live stream. I believe it's 9. I just linked it in chat. 9:30 p.m. 9:30 p.m. this Friday. I'll be on with Harley at HD Cards and Collectibles. Just talking Pokemon, talking business, talking investing, talking all that stuff. So I did see that bullet point on my thing, and I wanted to shout it out before I got 3 hours into a long ranty live stream. Only 55 minutes into a long ranty live stream. How's it going, Chev? Nice to see you. Tom is going to Card Party into Seattle this October, wanting to move my slabs that are 100 to 300 in value. What would be a good sealed product to move into there? October is very far from now. In October, there might be $120 Destined. And I think $120 Destined might be reasonable, depending on what else is going on. I think there could be $6 packs of 151. That would be even better to move into, in my opinion. I don't know what will be available in October, so I just can't answer that. If it were today, what I would do, because it's what I'm actively doing, I would put it into 151 at $9 a pack. And if and when it goes to 8, 7, 6, I will buy more. There are a lot of people that will say, like, hey, Destined Rivals is $260. I'm investing today. They're paying $260 plus sales tax. And they say, I'm going to hold it for 5, 10 years, so I don't care if it goes down in the meantime. I'll buy more if and when it goes down in the meantime. A lot of those people end up panic selling a year later for half of what they paid. I guarantee you that some of the people who were saying Vivid Voltage is a guaranteed good buy, good investment, good speculation at $200 a box in 2020, 2021, I guarantee you some of those that said they were going to hold it for 3, 5, 10 years and they didn't care about what happened in the meantime. I guarantee some of those panic sold it at a loss weeks, months, a year later. It happened. I know it happened. It's crazy. A lot of people will just talk. I do my best. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but at least I do my best to be accountable. I put it all out there. I hope I can continue to say this forever. I might have trimmed a little bit of time off the end of a podcast episode here or there, but I've never deleted a video, and I never intend to. I never want to delete a video. I want a permanent record on every call that I've ever made. And please, if I say something stupid, if I say something wrong, clip it, DM me, email it to me, make a reaction video if you have to. I'm not a huge fan of reaction videos, but like, they're fair game. It's YouTube. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about the bad call that I made, and I've definitely made some. But I've never said like, hey, you caller out there, thanks for calling. You do X, Y, Z, and I will guarantee you make double your money. I've never done that. I never will do that. If the next few sets release at MSRP, how will older sealed product from Sun and Moon or XY perform? Will they also decrease or stagnate? There are worlds where, so this is where like, it's a tough question to answer. There's a lot to it, but there are multiple things that could happen. We could go through a broader downturn in cardboard, in Pokemon, that makes new sets go under MSRP and older product go down. A few years ago, like base set boxes, and I don't remember what like 3-4-year-old boxes were doing at the time, but 3-4 years ago, base set boxes went to 40 grand, and then they crashed down to like 10, 12, 15, somewhere in there. And now they're getting back up to 25, towards 30 again. I know PokePalmer posted about that when Heritage made a sale, and then everyone raised their prices. But there's a world where we can have a broader slowdown in the hobby, and prices could go down on every era across the board. Like it could be bad, it could be a recession, it could be a depression, whatever. And there's also a reality where they could just print a ton of it. Fickle consumer demand, people could just leave the hobby, people could start investing in Labubus by the pallet instead. And Sun and Moon in X and Y could be flat and or up, and new stuff could be down. Destined Rivals could go down 50%, the MSRP and below, and every Sword Shield set could go untouched. Every Sword Shield set could stay flat or go up 10%. Like people just they hear markets going up, and they think like everything is up. People hear market's gonna go down, and everything's gonna go down. That's not how it works. That's never how any of this has worked. The market is so broad, diverse, so many different singles, so many different slabs, so many different. There's way too many things. I guarantee. I rarely use the G word. I guarantee. Per eBay, per TCG player, per whatever platform you want, in the next 12 months, when I make this statement, there will be singles that double. There will be some obscure slab, some obscure sealed product that will double, and some will half. That has happened every year since Pokemon's exception. That will happen every year in Pokemon's future. I think, at least for the next few years. Maybe the doubling will stop happening in 50 years if and when Pokemon dies. But every year things are halving and doubling. The boomiest of booms, certain things went down 50%. It's like there's just so many things. There's so many things. Bulk used to be 6 cents back in my day, 6 cents, 7 cents. Bulk went down 80-something% at one point. While a lot of things were booming, while a lot of things were doubling and tripling and 10xing. It's very broad, it's very vague, but it's true. I know it puts people to sleep, but it's true. Appreciate you, Grimer and Spat. Doesn't go down. Pokemonster says Black and White will do well in 5 to 10 years. It will be insane, I think. But it needs to age. 30th anniversary will be the play in Mega Base Set 2. Every base set doubled for 10 to 15 years. 5 to 10 years is such a long time. I've been in here, I would hazard a guess to say I've been here longer than 95% of people consuming this content right now. Whether you're watching it, might be 98%, might be higher. I've been here 11 years. I've been here since 2014 uninterrupted. Not many people have been here that long. And that's barely over 10 years. I've only been here 11 years, and I've been here longer than 95 to 99% of people. I'm very confident in saying that. Black and White could do well in 10 years, but it could do terribly over the next 2 to 3 years. And if you're an investor, opportunity cost matters. And like Vivid Voltage might do well in the next 7 years. 6 years, let's say. Vivid Voltage might do well in the next 6 years, and it might like beat the S&P 500 over the cumulative 10-year span. But if you held Vivid Voltage in the past 4 years and you're flat, look what Evolving did in that time. Look what so many things did in that time. And you were sat there buying a set at above MSRP at release because PokeTubers guaranteed it was going to go up from there. And you got destroyed relative to opportunity cost. Sure, you're flat. Sure, you broke even, but you lost the opportunity of doing so many other things with your money. It's, I don't speculate heavily in sets at launch. period, in general, even if, like, historically speaking, most sets are under 100. Even under 100, I like to add the cases to my palette a year or two later. Hasn't been much of a thing in the past year or two, but I think it will become a thing again. I think things will come back around. I could be wrong though. This could be the new normal. I might have to just start putting everything in my original allocation I want for the long term on my palette, and then I'll never be able to add to it again. But we'll see how it goes. Appreciate you. This was some time ago and I said it then, but I'm saying it again. Thank you, Ray, for the 20. Hidden Fates. Hidden Fates was available at MSRP. It was probably like out of every set ever released, Hidden Fates is probably the best example, but it wasn't the ETBs. It wasn't certain things, but like some of the not pin collections. Did they have pin collections? Some of the tins were widely available on eBay, on Hills, on wherever. Not for long, not for very long at all. Hidden Fates came out in 2019, and then the pandemic happened. All the logistic concerns, the boom, all the 10x, 20x in price. Hidden Fates is like the toughest one, but even that one, I feel meets the definition of having been widely available for some amount of time at or under MSRP. Yeah, P Football P at Christmas for Evolving was 110 apparently. What does back to normal mean to you? First caller, long time listener. Thanks. That is a good question. I probably said back to normal at some point when this comment was made 40 minutes ago. What does back to normal mean? Normal for me, so context, I've been in this since 2014 with distribution since 2014. Investing, speculating, flipping, collecting, selling, buying, all that stuff since 2014. Back to normal to me means sets release under MSRP. Sets are available under MSRP. Further than that, many sets, maybe not all of them, many will be available under 120, under 110, even under 100. I know that new higher MSRP, inflation, yada yada, but I think normal will be most sets release under MSRP, and they're available for a long time, 1-2 years under MSRP. Multiple sets being available to order through distribution. I can't get on board with the fact that for the next 30 plus years, Pokemon will just be eternally out of stock at distros. It can't be a thing to me. I'm not guaranteeing it, but I can't wrap my mind around that. So you're telling me that like I can just autopilot my allocation straight to Probstein, and I'll just make 30 grand a year every year forever because I have distro, because I have an allocation. I don't think that will be true. I don't think that can be the thing. I'm open to being wrong. Very easy and reasonable to expect prices to be at MSRP, but do people really think that will? Do people really not think that will happen? There are people out there that think that under 100 is impossible to happen. Under MSRP might never happen. It's scary. It's crazy. Timmy says Prismatic at 10 a pack feels like the best 5+ year sealed play. God pack, high set value, biggest chase card of the era, set identity. What's the counter aside from it can get cheaper short term? I like 151 at 9 so much more than Prismatic at 10. Flip it, timestamp it, follow up on it a year later. Maybe it ages poorly, but like I truly think Prismatic will be available at 6 a pack at some point. I think it will go under MSRP. Certain products, one advantage I have advantages that not every one of my listeners, every one of my viewers has. I can buy packs at 70 to 85%. I think, and maybe I'll be wrong in that it won't go to under MSRP at retail, but I really, truly, firmly believe it will be available at lower than 10 a pack, 9 a pack, 8 a pack, 7 a pack. I think at retail, under MSRP, under 6, under 5, could be wrong, but even if it's not, it's like my upside of waiting is that it's always going to be available to me. My downside is I have to buy it in the future at 80% to sell it at 110%, and I make my margin. My downside if I buy it today is I buy 10,000 packs at 10 a pack, I put $100,000 into it, and a year from now, a year of continued releases, they do what they've done with every other set in the past, and my 100 grand goes to 50 grand. I don't like the thought of that. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't feel good. It could happen with 151 too, I just said. But that's my take. That's my thoughts. I would much rather buy it. And if and when I miss it, it's like you're not gonna hit everything. You're not gonna time every bottom. You're not gonna time every top. If and when I miss it, the name is Catch 'em All Collectibles. You don't have to catch them all. You're gonna miss some. You don't have to swing. I might not hit that one fastball that went over the plate. I might not hit that one out of the park, and some people might. But I just I'm not gonna strike out swinging at these ones that end up being a good sinker that hits the dirt, a good a changeup that I thought was gonna be a fastball or whatever. Thoughts about Paldean Fates comparable to 151. As far as the fundamentals go, like it's just a lot newer set. I don't like how much newer it is. I think there's a lot better chance that it gets reprinted, but it's only 3 months newer, to be fair, so that actually surprises me. I would have thought it was more than 6 months newer. But Paldean Fates will be 2 years old in 6 months, so it's a year. That's another way of saying it's a year and a half old. I like it though. It's got the Bubble Mew. It's got the Charizard. I do have a decent amount of it. It's not one that I'm like adding to the palette at current prices. I kick myself for not having added more. But yeah, I did not guarantee that. Dan, you can't educate people like that. I lost that gold. I still have it somewhere, but I don't know where. I'm sure the Pokemon did better. Hills Wholesale, you need to define widely available. Regular consumers know eBay.com. If Hills Wholesale Gaming is 115, I promise you eBay is 120 to 130 tops. P-Football Pete sometimes is cheaper than Hills Wholesale Gaming. So I know this was 40 minutes ago. This guy's probably gone already. But if we're saying Hills Wholesale Gaming is not widely available, I promise if it's on Hills, Safari Zone is selling it, eBay is selling it, it's probably in a fair bit of, well, if all these guys booster boxes, it wouldn't be. But if it was a retail product, it would be in retail stores. If Hills has it that far under MSRP, I promise. Yes, Hills is very much widely available. Widely available is like, I don't like. It's fairly obvious. This feels like one of those things that goes without saying. It doesn't need to be defined. eBay.com is widely available. No. Yes, there's always nuance. There's always nuance. eBay.com, a zero feedback seller with one quantity. No, that is not widely available. P-Football Pete with thousands sold. That is widely available. Days, weeks, months. I don't know. I have people telling me in my comments that Evolve Skies wasn't widely available when it was on eBay and Hills for 4 months under MSRP. So if and when it comes with Retro's bet, one of us will win that in a landslide. It will be obvious who wins the bet. I don't think one of us will win by a hair. It will be obvious who won, I think. And for anyone who doesn't know, we bet a Team Rocket case, Japanese Team Rocket case, that I bet that my side was Destined Rivals will be widely available under MSRP, and he bet that it would not be. And Brad, yeah, he lost the gold coin at least 5 times. I don't know where it is currently. He did get me good. Hi, Dan. Are regular Japanese tag teams good to stock on? I don't really speculate significantly in Japanese. I have some 151. I have some Shiny Treasure. I do take some bites here and there when it feels like there's a good set with a good opportunity. But singles, Japanese singles especially, I don't touch at all, like spec-wise. Everyone here is in the weeds of Pokemon for sure. Who doesn't watch Dan or Pokemon content? Welcome to the weeds. M2 money supply increased a lot in 2020 to 2021. Right now, we have restrictive monetary policy with good chance of quantitative easing. Does this make a difference? I think you commented this on my latest video, and I don't think I replied yet. This is one, like most YouTube comments, I just like boom, boom, here's my response. This one I need to like chew on a little bit more. M2 money supply increased a lot in 2020 to 2021. Printer money machine go burr, yes. Quantitative easing, yes. They printed money, all that good stuff. I I know what it means enough to like understand it, not really enough to like relay that information to other people. Basically, money printer go burr in during the pandemic. Um, does this make a difference to what? Like where this time it's different because they're not printing like they were printing back then? Yes, it's definitely different. Like it's always different, but like the whole saying, this time it's different. Oftentimes it doesn't end up the outcome doesn't end up being different, but like every time is different. Like the specifics of the circumstances are always going to be different. But how much will the outcome change? How much will the outcome differ? I truly don't think, like I said it in my video on Monday, I think Destin will go under MSRP as Vivid Voltage did. When I say like I think Surging Sparks, I think Destin Rivals might imitate some of the performance of Vivid, people immediately think this guy. I almost swore. I almost turned the lights red. This guy's a moron. What is this guy talking about? Vivid Voltage went under MSRP. It went to 100 for 4 years. This guy is saying Destin Rivals is gonna go down 50% under 100 for 4 years. No, I'm saying that like Vivid, this is where I talk about Venn diagrams and I talk about the overlap in the middle and I talk about nuance and I talk about people's TikTok brains and lack of critical thinking. This is where all that comes. I think Destin Rivals will exhibit some behaviors like Vivid did, in that it was above 200 and then it went under MSRP. Do I think, like, one, it's already not like Vivid because it went higher. It's already higher than Vivid was. So, Dan, you're stupid. It's not Vivid. I'm not saying it's Vivid. Like, a dog is kind of like a cat because they're both mammals. Again, Venn diagram. There are likenesses in the middle, and there are things that make them different. One says woof, one says meow. I feel like the lights really need to go red at some point. But I think Destin will go under MSRP, but I don't think it will be that for 3 years like Vivid was. I don't think it'll go under 100 like Vivid did. But when I say Destin Rivals, and to be fair to the people who get all crazy about it, I put the impending crash in my title for the clicks. When I say that Destin Rivals will go under MSRP, when I say that it will go under MSRP like Vivid did, people just get so defensive. People get so mad because they think I'm saying that it's going to do exactly what Vivid did and it's going to be $99.99 shipped on eBay. And some of these people, mind you, are buying it at $275 paying sales tax. Some people are buying it at full market price plus sales tax, paying credit card interest on it. So it's reasonable that they're being defensive because they're going to be destroyed if and when it happens. But yeah. Mr. James, thanks for being here. Why was there a down arrow in the thumbnail? Line goes up. Sorry, I apologize. Only up. How's it going, Mr. Radar? Nice to see you. Team up boxes at 7K. Too cheap. Will Evo Skies double by 2027? I would lean towards no, but it definitely could. I have talk versus walk. I am not adding any more Evolving Skies cases as of today. If someone emails me, if someone messages me and they say, hey, Dan, I have an Evolving Skies case that I want 80 or 85% on, I might buy it. I had someone do that to me recently. I paid 85, maybe towards 90% on an Evolving Skies case. I actually added 2 weeks ago, I think, an Evolving Skies case that I did not expect to add. Somebody who's watched me for a long time, they said, hey, if you have interest, throw me your number. And I said, here's my number. And they said, sounds good to me. So I ended up buying that, and I now have 2 sealed Evolving Skies cases. Well, I have half of 2. So I have one myself. My dad has one. The pellets have 2 sealed cases of Evolving Skies right now. So a lot of people get accused of shilling or pumping and dumping and whatever. I will always tell you how much stuff I have. I have exactly 2 sealed cases of Evolving Skies. I have a few hundred loose packs. I have no sealed boxes aside from what's in the cases. And I don't think it will double by 2027, but it also might. I'm not speccing any harder outside of the 2 sealed cases that I have on Evolving Skies. So that's exactly my thoughts and exactly how much I have. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not telling you to sell it. There should be no able to be victimized from those statements, but yet some people will. Big bad YouTube man showed a pallet video where he made money on this. I bought this bike, stick in the spokes, that whole meme. He like, yeah, he's a boogeyman. I'm a victim, whatever. Spat says, how is the answer no, WTF? I didn't say no, I said I don't think so. But could it? Absolutely. It absolutely could. I have 2 on my pallet in case it does. Who said, I saw 5 rows of Destined at Target and left all of it, 7+ tax. Didn't realize retail was so much. I think Target, GameStop, certain stores are actually starting to charge more than retail, ones that didn't used to in the past. It's scary seeing people post on Facebook groups that have so many big purchases, medical issues and stuff, and are begging to just get sold Pokemon. Yeah, crazy. I think the bull market has stopped for the moment, but I haven't seen any reduction in spend rate for people buying Pokemon products. Are you seeing a spend rate decrease? So the 3 weeks before Destined Ravel's release, our stream was doing a lot worse than it had the weeks and months prior. We in the past, again, I'll answer any question. I'll just tell you all the data. We have sold 4,169 packs last week. Destined Ravel's release week, we sold nearly 9,000. 2 weeks before Destined release, we sold about 3,000 packs. So that was the lowest we had sold in since January. That was the lowest we had sold in quite some time, since before PK went full time. So it was waning, it was slowing before Destined. Destined made it perk back up, but it's kind of getting down there again. So all of February, March, April, we sold pretty much between 3,500 to 5,000 packs. So we're right back in there again. But at some point, probably after July comes, into the new quarter, I'll do a video on a Q2 recap of the live streams. I'll show you weekly packs sold. I'll show you what packs sold the most by week and for the year and all that stuff. But yeah, I saw a spend rate decrease on the live streams for a couple weeks. Then Destined happened, and it rocket emoji since then. Predictions on celebrations and also on 20th generations for 2026. I don't know. The market is forward looking, so sometimes the market's very inefficient though. The Pokemon market specifically. There's some amount of forward looking though. Some amount of expectation for older anniversary sets to bump on the new anniversary is already built in. It's already baked in. So how much of that is there? I'm not excessively specking on generations or celebrations myself. I have almost no generations. I have a decent amount of celebrations. I really like the set. I bought a lot of celebrations when it was available under MSRP. I forget when, I forget how long, but I have quite a few things that were broken down from my original distro allocations. I have celebrations. I have more on hand than PK and Ponga have, but PK and Ponga together have, where's celebrations? Why can I not find this? I can't type. Okay, there it is. PK and Ponga only have 600 packs-ish of celebrations combined. I probably have a couple thousand. I probably have a couple thousand here. It sells really slow on streams, but I like it. It's done well in the time that I've had it. It's probably flatter than a lot of things in the past few months, especially. A lot of the Sword Shield really did better, but I have a very broad, wide, diverse portfolio, and overall, I'm happy with how I've navigated it so far. How does this affect the Pokemon video games? I don't know what was asked. I don't know what the context was when this was asked, so I don't know what's affecting the Pokemon video games. This is back when I brought up the YouTuber bro comment, and then if I'm a YouTuber bro, then Danny Fantub is a scalper, neither of which are remotely true. Calling me a scalper is a lot more like reasonable. I can understand what you're saying. I do get called a scalper quite a bit in the comments of my videos. I understand it. I reply though, always genuinely, I buy from the scalpers. People bought this stuff. People buy this stuff in mass. They scalp it to me, and then I retail it. I wish my distro would sell me more, and I didn't have to buy from them, but I have to buy from scalpers. That's just the way that it goes. Question, you talk about not paying tax for resale items. P-Football Pete, Pokemon Center, and both of my LGSs don't accept resale certificates. Where do we buy from to not pay tax for resale items? Depending on what city, state, wherever you're in, tax jurisdiction you're in, certain ones have ways to reclaim taxes that you paid that you couldn't get exempt on. So depending on where you are, that might be a method to claw back what you paid in that you shouldn't have had to pay. But P-Football Pete on eBay, they do. You don't message P-Football Pete and say, hey, here's my sales tax exemption. You set that up with eBay themselves. eBay takes sales tax exemptions. So eBay does. TCG Player years ago, they did. They are a terrible website, terrible platform that we just have to deal with. They are like not taking them. They haven't for like a year. It seems insane to me. But people who've been around for a while have sales tax exemptions on file with TCG Player. So yeah, many places will, some won't. But yeah, eBay does for sure. Oh, but yeah, I brought this one up earlier, but the biggest counter, like, what's the counter aside from the biggest counter? The biggest counter is I am quite confident it will get not only cheaper, but significantly cheaper short term. I could be wrong, but I just like a lot of things more than Prismatic at 10 a pack right now, honestly. This was from almost an hour ago now. Squeaks is already on the phone with his attorney, getting ready for the class action for all the victims of me. Wish Charmander with a frown and the words victim of Dan embroidered under it. I got this one. Always feel free to repost a question if I don't get to it. There's a chance that I missed it, but I usually don't miss them. What boxes do you use to hold your 1,000+ booster packs? The BCW ones are too short to stack with a lid. So I use empty ETB cases at times. I have multiple stacks of like 8 ETBs high. They hold about 900 packs each. I have that written right here. So ETB cases hold about 920 packs. 5-row monster boxes hold, I don't use the lids, and I stack them 2 or 3 high without worry on shelving. 5-row monster boxes hold approximately 110 packs per row. 4-row monster boxes hold approximately 90 packs per row. ETB cases, empty ETB cases, you do four columns, 2 high, and then you kind of like spread packs across the top. 920 packs. I have boxes that I really like that I bought locally from a local office supply store that does all my UPS drop-offs. And it's a 16 by 14 by 10 box, and it holds 1,080 packs, plus or minus a little bit, but 1,080 packs. If you watched my pallet videos before, you'll see that I have 1,080 packs of 151 of Crown Zenith on the pallets. Those are in 16 by 14 by 10 boxes. It weighs a little over 50 pounds, which isn't ideal if you have to ship it, because then you get hit with the oversized overweight fee. But yeah, I store them ways like that. Packs are a lot tougher. Some people get really worried about stacking packs. I promise you they're very tough. Let's see. This is where L-Dubs had his hypothetical 90K on a credit card, whatever. So yeah, I actually had this as a thing for my live stream update. I might be live till like midnight tonight. I am an hour behind right now. I'm 40 minutes behind right now. Leave your questions in the chat. If you use a stop sign, that is helpful. That will help me get to them easier. But 8 weeks, less than 8 weeks to go. 7 weeks to go now till Charlotte. Last Wednesday, I was looking at a calendar and I was realizing, oh crap, I made a goal for myself, a smart goal. I made a smart goal for myself to be dunking by next year, Charlotte. I'm not yet dunking. I did Air Alert in the fall and I got injured in December. And it's a dunk program. It's a jump training program to increase your vertical. And I got injured in December. I took way too long off. I started the new year, 2025. I weighed 225, I believe, right around there, which was my goal. I met my goal under 230. Last week, I weighed 235. 235 on a good day. I was more like 234 to 237 when I was weighing myself once a week. So I started up an 8-week jump program. Again, it's not really like you can't Google it. It's just one I made up with ChatGPT. I fed it Air Alert. I fed it a bunch of other ones. And I'm like, let's make something for me to do for the next 8 weeks. It's going well. It painful, sore most days, but I'm doing it 3 days a week. It takes me half an hour, 45 minutes to do to start my day before I shower. It feels good to be doing something again. I'm looking forward to being under 225 before Charlotte. I set a smart goal of under 225 again by Charlotte, back to where I started the year, and then under 215, around 210 by the end of the year for my smart goals on weight loss. So I am forbidding myself. I'm drinking sparkling water that I make myself with lemon right now. I am forbidding myself well over 230 to eat chicken wings, to drink beer, and to drink soda. I ate pizza for lunch today. Like, it's fairly arbitrary. I can eat other bad things, but I'm focusing heavily on quantity. I need to do better, more veggies, all that stuff. Like, I try to, but I need to be better in general. Here we go. Here is what the entire crux of Monday's video will be. Nico says, would you buy Journey for 170 or Destined for 220? I have 2K to buy every month. I would pile 2K every month. You don't have to swing. You don't have to buy either. If I had 2K to buy Pokemon every month, I would not spend in June. And I would start July with 2K. And then, well, whatever day you add it, mid-July, I'm going to have 4K available. Mid-August, I'm going to have 6K available. I would go into the fall with 10, 12K available, liquid, ready to go. I think that will treat you better than buying either of these things today. I'm not, like, that is what I would do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm actively buying Destined for $210 a box. I bought 6 cases of Destined at $210 a box this week. I bought 8 cases of it last week at $220 a box. So I am buying Destined, only to immediately resell, though. So assuming you're asking for long-term holds, that's my thoughts. Thoughts on vintage and ponchos. Thinking about getting Mario and Luigi, but buying an all-time high makes me hesitant. Raymond F, my main question would be, where were you 4 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago? Like, where were you when they were $5,000 instead of $10,000? I liked them a lot better at $5,000 than $10,000, and I didn't like them at $5,000. I just don't invest on Mario, Pikachu, things like that, single slabs, single cards. One thing I'll say, I think at some point, it might be after it doubles again. I think at some point, Mario Pikachu will fall 30, 40%. It's already done that before. It went to 5, 6, 7 grand, and then it went back down to 4 grand, and now it's over 10. Will it go to 7 from here, to 6 from here? Or will it go to 20 and then fall back to 15 and always be above 10 forever? I have no clue, but I'm not in that arena. I'm not specking, investing anything in that arena. I'll consign them. If you've got a Mario Pikachu, feel free to reach out. Certain other consignment services are closed right now. I am not closed. Not only am I not closed, I'm running a promotion. I will pay you out 95% of the total sale price, 114% of the hammer price of any card sold above 480 on Fanatics. As long as it arrives to my vault before July 4th. Normally, your card has to sell for over 2,400, of which Mario Pikachu sells for many multiples of that. So Mario Pikachu's, I'm always paying out 95% anyways, but over 480 for all cards arriving to my vault before July 4th. Instead of the normal 93.33% payout, you're going to get 95% payout. I generally pay out a higher percentage at a lower threshold than many other consignment services. So feel free to reach out if you want to consign. I like Mario Pikachu a lot. I don't like it 10 grand a lot. 10 grand, I would rather put into 1,000, 1,100 packs of 151. I would rather put it into Sword Shield boxes. I bought an Evolving Skies booster case recently. I think the Evolving Skies booster case outperforms handily the Mario Pikachu. I could be wrong, but that's just my thoughts. That's my thoughts. My actions mirror and follow my thoughts, as they always do. And I'll tell you what I'm doing and why. I do plays on singles, yes. I speculate short-term flipping singles. I don't speculate invest in singles. I was not speculating investing in gray felt hats going up. I was speculating on my ability to grade them at a high grade and sell them for a graded margin profit. The card doubled, tripled. I didn't expect that. I got lucky with that. So that was not me and Radar specking on the card going up. That was us just knowing that we could grade a lot of 10s, and it worked out way better than we thought it would, because it went crazy. Martial Law offloaded all 151 at 75 a booster bundle. Yeah, 75 a booster bundle is great. Like I would be like, is that what they are right now? That's I don't have a crazy amount of 151 bundles. It's all relative, but like I probably have 30 sealed displays or something. I think I have 2 sealed display cases, and then I have over a dozen like loose outside of those. But I'm buying the loose packs at 9. That would lead to like a $54 bundle if there was no premium. So that's nearly like a 50% sealed premium on the bundles. If that's the case, like, man, I might offload some bundles and buy more packs. When do I think 151 hits 20 a pack? It could before the end of the year. I don't think it will. I will be extremely happy if 151 hits 20 a pack by 2027. Like a year and a half, approximately a year and a half from now. I would be thrilled. A year and a half to 2 years from now, it could. Yeah. Most times when I make predictions like this, I'm way too on like the cautious side and things happen faster. But I'm gonna say it's gonna hit 20 a pack in 2028. Because I said that, it's probably gonna hit it in like 2 months, but I don't think that's actually gonna happen. We'll see what happens though. It feels so crazy. It feels so weird to say that I think something's gonna double in like 2 years, 3 years. But given this market, given this absurdity, I'm not drinking enough Kool-Aid to say that Destined won't go under MSRP, but I'm drinking enough Kool-Aid to say that 151 might double in 2 years, which feels insane to me. Dan, where were you on TCG Player Mayhem? I got like 1K 151 packs for 8 to 850 a pack after cashback. I'm not good at doing those things. I'm not good at being on a certain website at the certain time. TCG Player is miserable. The last 10 times I've tried to spend more than $2,000 or $3,000, they cancel and refund all my orders. It is, I hate the website. I honestly would rather buy 1,000 packs at 50 cents a pack premium to not deal with TCG Player and the frustrations they bring to me. So if someone wants to just middleman, buy en masse, like that's literally what happens sometimes too. There's times that I put out my hot buy list, something is available widely for cheaper than that, and people are just like, one time I had it on, I had Hidden Fates on my hot buy list for a week. People were like, hey, I just bought 20 tins and broke them down and sold them. They messaged me ahead of time like, hey, if it takes me a week to get these to you, is that fine? Can we lock the price? I say, yeah, lock the price. Man, my word, I've never locked the price and not followed through. And then afterwards, they told me like, I literally just bought these on eBay and sold them to you. Like I didn't make a lot of money. But I got the promo, I got the whatever. Some people did it with ETBs for a short time there. I'm fine with all that. I'd rather you do all the extra clicking. Last time I went to eBay, I actually did it. They messaged me that, and Garen was actually one of them who told me like, hey, you could just break down tins for this. You could just break down box for this. I went to eBay. I bought like 12 of the tins, and like 3 people didn't ship them, and I had to apply for a refund. I hate all that. I don't want to do that. I will pay you a premium to do all that crap for me. So literally just buy from TCG Player Mayhem, break them down. Like I don't go to Costco. When Sea and Skies were at Costco, I didn't go and buy them there. I just bought them from people. I paid people hundreds of dollars an hour to go out and break down Sea and Sky for me. Like I just, yeah, I hate that stuff. What is your current Crown Zenith and 151 loose pack position in your pallet? So I have those 2,000 that I bought last week. They're not formally technically on a pallet or on a spreadsheet yet. But Dad, if you're out there listening, we have I'm definitely gonna put, seeing how low PK has less 151 than I thought. I'm gonna definitely put 1,080 at 9 a pack on pallet 4. So that is going to happen. Maybe 2 boxes of 1,080. I'm not positive yet. I'll have to see. But as far as on the old pallets, I'll tell you right now. I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say that there is. I'm not gonna guess. I'm just gonna find it. Pallet 2 has 1,080 loose packs of 151, and we added those in February at 9 a pack. So I'm still buying 4 months later at the same 9 a pack that I was in February on my hot buy list. It's been pretty flat. It's been dead money. In that time, like certain things have gone up. It's like, man, I've got dead money in 151, but I just really like it. And I put 2 1,080 pack lots of Crown Zenith on the pallet at that time. Pallet 3 doesn't have any, so I only have 1,080 packs of 151 on pallets 1 to 3, and then pallet 4 is going to have at least 1,080 packs of 151. So I don't have a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot for the long term. And what did we sell this year for 151? We've sold 8,487 packs of 151 this year. Last week we sold 522. So we're selling 500 packs a week. Last week we sold 522 packs. And I only have 2,160 packs set away for the long term. Crazy. Question. Pulled a God pack from Prismatic, thinking of selling them to pick up sealed celebrations. Thoughts? Any better ideas to invest it into? I don't know what celebrations is going for exactly right now, but like I said, talk versus walk. What am I actively doing? The main thing I'm actively targeting in the past few weeks is 151 at $9 a pack. There's a lot of other things. Part of the reason too that I'm going for 151 over other things, like maybe you have all the 151 you want. Maybe you have all the 151 you think you need. I don't yet. I only have 2,160 packs. I have a lot of celebrations. So like that's part of why I'm not adding more too. If I had none of anything, maybe I'd look deeper. Maybe celebrations would be a lot more attractive to me, but it's just not because I have so much already. Like that's a big thing of context that needs to be taken into account. Someone got to go back and find the clip of Dan saying Moonbreon is going to 0. Definitely not a clip. I'm confident. I can guarantee there's not a clip of me saying it's going to 0. Going down, there's probably clips of me 3 years ago saying that I think it'll be a $500 PSA 10. Go find them. They're probably out there, but definitely not 0. What's the worst pack purchase you've made for streams? So I had on my hot buy list. It was very recent. It was very recent. Let me pull up my Canva so I can see what it was and when it was. I bought too much Prismatic. There was 1 week where I bought like 4,000 Prismatic for, was it 11 a pack? Did I pay 11 a pack for Prismatic? That was stupid. I will tell you the exact date that it was on my hot buy list because I bought way too many. Where is it? Oof. April 28th, 2025. I was almost out of Prismatic. I needed it so bad. And I put it on my hot buy list for 11. I bought 4,000 to 5,000 packs of Prismatic that week at 11 a pack. And market price went down under 11 since. I've been selling some packs at a slight loss because I can't stop selling Prismatic. I can't get I'm buying it more in the meantime. I'm replacing it. But yeah, that was the worst pack purchase I made for streams. That is the exact date and the approximate amount of packs. Market price today is $10.81 a pack. So like I bought way too many for way too much. It was really, really dumb. But I need it for the stream, so I can't have 0. And I truly think it's gonna go to under 6 a pack in the coming year. Might be wrong. The best Crown Zenith I had at the time 14, 15, 16,000 packs of Crown Zenith that I acquired all under $450 a pack. Johan Gauss says, what do you think of the League of Legends TCG? Have you ordered any? There are 117 million active players worldwide. The franchise is very strong. So I was listening while I was mowing my lawn earlier to Alex and Eli on Pokemart. As far as I understand from what Alex was saying, it's called Riftbound, right? Riftbound TCG. I heard that it is brick and mortar exclusive now. Originally, they were going to launch it not brick and mortar exclusive, but I heard that it is now. I'm going to go on my one distro right now, and I'm going to log in. I'm going to verify if Riftbound is showing as brick and mortar exclusive. But according to Alex earlier, if I heard him correctly on my lawnmower, yes, no. Let me see. It doesn't say. Maybe orders are due in one day. Maybe I go in and I try to place an order and I see. I'll see if my guy gets back to me and says that I can't. Thank you for asking the question. I'm gonna go in right now. There are 6 displays. I'm gonna try to order 20 cases of it and see what happens. I'm gonna try to order 20 cases. But the fact that my distro, he usually calls me and asks me if I want stuff. He didn't ask me ever if I wanted it. So live, I just went in and I tried to get in the order and we'll see what happens. But as far as I understand, it is not eligible for online retailers. So I will likely get this canceled, I believe. But yeah, I placed the order. They're on back order. It's just a pre-order. None will ship. There, my order's in. So let's continue on now. How's it going, Pokemon Steven? Nice to see you in here. Is it worth wasting time pooping, or should I just keep using diapers? In a boom like this, I mean, if you're really trying to maximize, I feel like there's a case to be made for diapers in this market. That said, talk versus walk. I am currently wearing regular underwear. I am not wearing a diaper. So talk versus walk. Where am I now? I scroll all the way down and then I have to scroll all the way back up. Martial Law says the end of Scarlet and Violet, it will drop like a rock until 2 to 3rd year of new set. Pokeplumber says Vivid Voltage equals emerging power is going to take 10 years. Oh, Pokemonster said they're not buying Black and White now. Okay. Thoughts on Torrential Tides? I am excited for the new for anyone who doesn't know, MetaZoo is releasing a new set. I believe it's going to be August 1st. Nice seeing you in here, Mason. Talk versus walk. I'm wearing normal underwear is the first thing I hear after clicking. Oh my gosh, that's actually hilarious. We have fun in here. I'm getting caught up on chat. I am currently at 10. Oh, I'm still 40 minutes behind. Never mind. But if you have questions, feel free to leave them. I will get to them. I'm currently 40 minutes behind. Do you think we will get a Poncho Mario Pikachu this year or next? First one released 10 years ago. September's 40th anniversary for Mario and next February's 30th anniversary for Pokemon. I could see them never doing Mario Pikachu Poncho again in the same style. Do I think that they will ever collaborate with Pokemon and Mario on a card again? Long enough timeline, maybe not for the 40th, but for the 50th. I think they will. I think Mario will collab with Pokemon again on a card at some point. I pray to Arceus every night that we will get the Super Smash Brothers Pokemon collaboration that we all beg for. Thoughts on Paldean Fates? I think it's a cool set. I like it. It is not yet 2 years old. It is very possible that it will be reprinted more in the future. I don't have extensive holdings of it. I have some ETBs on the pallets. I don't have any loose packs on the pallets. PK and Ponga have exactly, well, approximately, it's never exact. PK and Ponga have approximately 3,204 packs of Paldean Fates. So we have a decent amount. We've only sold, oh wow, we sold a lot last week. Or no, never mind. I was looking at the wrong column. We sold 81 packs last week. So we have many weeks worth of inventory, having 3,204. So we have quite a bit. I'm happy having what I have there. If in hindsight I wouldn't have sent them so much, I would have kept more here. Maybe I would throw some on the pallet. But I like 151 at 9 a lot better than I like Paldean at nearly 9, I believe it is, what I would be paying. So I did have it on my hot buy list early May for $8.50 a pack. So I was buying some in early May for $8.50 a pack. I bought my fill in May, so I'm not buying it actively right now, aside from 75%. Andrew says, I do enjoy selling to you, Dan. It's very easy. I try to make it as easy as possible. I do have some people in here who could vouch, but you send me the packs. I am very publicly out there. I am not gonna ghost you over $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. I once consigned a PSA 10 first edition Charizard that was sent to me with no recourse, with no collateral, $217,500 card. I am not skipping town. So like, you send to me first, and if you're uncomfortable with that, I'll pay you PayPal goods and services up front. I'll get that 3% credit card rewards. No, I will not pay the fees. My offers are my offers, regardless of how I'm paying you. But every week I'm buying $50,000+ of packs and things for the streams. So if you want to sell to me and you have these packs, especially, I buy everything on my website. There's let me link it. I have a page on my website that shows you what I'm buying and what I'm paying. But the hot buy list is specifically what I'm paying over 80% on of TCG player pricing. So if you want to sell any of these or anything from XY to current, if you got a WotC box you want to sell, whatever, reach out. I pay 70 to 85%. If you send first, if you put signature on it, if it's under 10K, I'm gonna self-insure. But if it gets lost on the way, I will fully pay you out. I will fully pay you out the full amount. I'm insured. I'm a legitimate business, and once it's received, I will promptly PK, Ponga, myself will verify it, and I'll get you paid. Oftentimes it's same day, sometimes it's next business day, but I'll get you paid PayPal, friends, and family. I'll get you paid Zelle, Wire, ACH, however you want to be paid. So very easy process. A lot of people use it quite regularly and must be relatively happy because many people are recurring. When it comes to the pallet/investing, there's another person I buy from right there. I won't say it that people sell to me unless they say it themselves, but he said it earlier in the chat, so I feel comfortable saying that Mason sells to me at times. This Mason. When it comes to the pallets investing, sorry, I'm chewing on some ice. When it comes to the pallets and investing, how do you balance buying high quality items versus high quantity? Sword Shield boxes versus SV boxes as a simple example. By feel. It's all by gut instinct, basically. So one thing I did, and I think I gave the context around when I did it, but I recently bought a bunch of Sword and Shield from myself, essentially. I moved some Sword Shield that I had already on hand on site. I moved to the pallets. So basically I sold them 50%. I sold half of them into my dad. He bought half of them. Most of them I already had. I did buy some from the open market, not extensively, but I bought some. But how do I decide how much I have of this versus that? It's by feel. If you watch my videos on the pallets, I talk you through what I was doing and why, but a lot of it at the end of the day is just kind of a feel thing. I had X amount of Scarlet Violet era, and I could use more Sword Shield era. And first pallet specifically, I didn't put as much Sword Shield as I could have, and I told you exactly why. I was worried it might go down. I was worried it might get reprinted at the time. And my dad's investor sentiment, my dad's investor mindset, all that stuff. He wouldn't want to see red. So I didn't put much on it, and in hindsight, it performed really well, and I wish I had put more on it. I like celebrations a lot. I'm not adding more to my position, but I have a lot of it. I will just say, calculator. I like that name. I was trying to sound it out. I didn't know how it was gonna sound, but yeah, calculator. I believe it's not going to crash because there are a new breed of investors salivating at buying the dip. There's a new floor. Also, the limited drops every few weeks is not enough to cool demand. The floor can be lava very quickly. The floor can disappear very quickly. I know that there is big money out there. I promise you. I've bid. I bid on 10,000 packs a few weeks ago, a month or two ago. I forget. My timing is terrible. Keeping track of time. I bid $9 a pack on 10,000 packs 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. I forget when it was. They sold it to someone else who paid $9.25 a pack. And the people that were paying $9.25 a pack, as far as I understand, they were not running a live stream operation. They were pallet investing, basically. There's definitely big money coming in, but if and when, maybe it would take more of a global thing to happen, which could happen at any time, they can stop buying. They can stop setting the floor. If and when they buy 2,000 packs, 2,000 packs, 2,000 packs, 2,000 packs at $9.50, $9.25 a pack, if they get the feeling, I know Rusty's made this commentary before. There's been times where Rusty's been setting a floor of sorts on, not on packs like that, not on something so massive, but he's set a floor of sorts on certain like random graded cards, more niche things, smaller market cap things. And he's like decided to stop buying something for a year, only then for like the true price to come out and realize that he could have been paying half as much. He resumes buying. Like some of those people setting the floor at 9 a pack, to say it shorter, they might just realize that they're bidding against themselves, and they might decide to pay like, hey, I'm gonna pay 7 a pack now. Hey, I'm gonna pay 5 a pack now. Hey, I'm gonna like, and that's just 151 as a random example. With Destiny right now, some of those people out there might be paying $5.50 a pack, $5.75 a pack, whatever. They might hold the floor above MSRP for now. Those things can change. I don't care if they have $100 million. There are some people out there, I've heard, with $100 million looking to move 1 million, 2 million, like millions into Pokemon in the coming days, weeks, months, years. Just because they have $100 million doesn't mean they're going to just like, yes, some people with $100 million will just buy Cheetozards for $70,000. Some people like just don't care, won't care, but some of them can start caring. Some of them can lower their buy prices. They can lower that floor at any time they want to. Maybe new normal. If and when though this new normal happens, if and when that kind of institutional money comes in, that will be dark times for the hobby. Like I don't buy into much the whole think of the children, scalper this, scalper that, but taken to the extreme, if big money, billion-dollar hedge fund, whatever, comes in and they just gobble up everything and they just put it in a warehouse and it never sees the light of day, that would be bad for the hobby. If Pokemon doesn't print enough to outpace their demand level. And if their pockets are that deep and they wanted their demand level to be $1 billion a year into Pokemon, that kind of money out there exists. People could do that if they wanted. If BlackRock decided they wanted to have a Pokemon wing, I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's going to happen. But like if it did, it truly would be dark, and the children would be being punished for that. Like it would be bad. It would truly be dark and bad. Institutional money to the tune of, as far as I understand, 8, 9, 10 figures of capital tried going into coins in like the 80s, and they tried building funds around it and all that stuff. That did not go well. That did not go well at all. Ponga's actively adding some 151 packs, I know. I told him once he's done, like, buy them for whatever you can buy them for and then sell them to me for more. One fringe benefit the streamers get is that when I have a buy list for certain price, I usually pay a slight bit more than that for them. Like if I'm paying 9 a pack, I'm probably paying Ponga and PK $9.25 a pack or something if they can source it. Because now I don't have to touch it. Now they're the ones handling the sourcing and they've got it ready to go, queued up, especially if they're buying it from retail or whatever. Like if and when they can get those dropped, if and when they ever had their own allocations, and I knew it was like good, guaranteed, true product, I definitely value the ease there with that. Eating pizza but not chicken wings. Yes, it's very arbitrary, but it is much more painful to my soul to not eat chicken wings than it is to not eat than it is to if I had taken away pizza or whatever. I'm not gonna get so drastic. It would not be a smart goal because it would not be realistic. If I said that if anytime I'm over 230, I can't eat anything good, anything but broccoli, that would not be achievable because like I would just go insane. I can't do it. Thought on the price increase of Pallion Fates ETBs on TCG Player. I really don't look at things like this that often, but since you asked it so specifically, I am going to look at it. I don't have many. I probably have a few cases kicking around. They're not on the pallets, but they are. Oh, wow. Yeah, they went up a lot. So they gapped up May 9th to 11th. They were 753. Keep in mind, the entire. I'll put this on screen because I think it's really important. Is this going to show? Yeah, this is going to show something else. But I have so many tabs open. I hope this shows the right one. Nope. Now we got Mirror Dan. I don't know where I am. Where? Oh, here we are. Here we are. I found the right one. So it oh, excuse me. It gapped up from 753 to 874 market price. Most recent sales 244 because TCG Player is a terrible website and it's not real. But the most recent actual sale is $1,099 actual sales. So it gapped up a lot, but mind you, the volume is 3, 6, 7, 9. The volume on that is 9 cases. I would be careful. Generally speaking, if you didn't buy in this entire 3-month window where apparently none of them sold, or 2-month window where none of them sold, like I would not be buying them today. You shunned them for 2 months, so I would not buy them after they gap up 50%. That's my thinking on it. I have some. Maybe this is the time. Like I don't like ETB cases. I have one pallet in my garage that has a handful of Crown Zenith ETB cases. I don't want to put them on the pallet because I don't like all the air. I am planning to get rid of them sometime in the next in the next 0 days to 3 years. I don't know when, but I don't want that pallet to grow more than 1 pallet. So like at some point, I'm gonna just send it to Probstein and get 95%. But on that pallet, there's like several cases of my prismatic ETB restock. There's a few cases of 151 UPCs. There's a few cases of 151 ETBs. There's a few cases of 151 Crown Zenith ETBs, of Paldean Fates ETBs. My plan for those is like when I want my bank account to go up by 5 or 10 grand, I'll send a few boxes to Probstein. I bleed out boxes to Probstein nearly every week lately. Some of it is my allocation, things that I don't like at the current prices. Some of it is older things from random pallets, from random, I turn them up here or there. My basement, my garage are still not entirely gone through, but mostly. So yeah, now that I know that happened, I'm more likely to sell than I am to buy. But a lot of people like to buy high. And sometimes high goes higher. Sometimes buying high works out because it goes higher. But sometimes it doesn't too. You've successfully pivoted your Pokemon business several times. When does the streaming era end, if ever? When the market tells me to. My journey over the past 11 years has been, I used to primarily do eBay. I used to buy collections, sell raw, sell graded. I used to speculate in sealed the same way that I do today, to a much smaller level. The major pivots that I've made in the 4 years that I've been full-time are, I was doing Troll and Toad Evo heavily. Evo went away, so like I had to pivot. Then I went largely into the eBay vault. eBay vault went away, so I had to pivot. Fanatics, as long as they don't go away, I'm gonna like continue doing what I'm doing there as long as the market allows, as long as it makes sense, as long as it makes dollars. So I've pivoted out of certain things by requirement, but also it just worked where my lifestyle, Like I am very nearly fully financially independent. If the market does what many poke tubers say it will, um, I'm going to be fully financially independent by the end of this year. If that happens, I don't think that will happen, but or this year or next year. So a lot of my lifestyle changes that are happening now are like I took the day off today largely. My daughter had pre-K graduation, and I know it's kind of a silly thing. They graduate from pre-K, they graduate from kindergarten. My son he's in first grade this year, so it's the first year he didn't graduate. He ends his year and then he goes to second grade next year. But big thing for her, biggest accomplishment in her life so far. So I go and I watch that ceremony, and I took her out to lunch, and we went and we got a Frosty, and I know spat I'm eating pizza and I'm eating a Frosty, but I can't have chicken wings. But I'm taking off Thursday. I might work Thursday afternoon depending on when I get back, but we're going camping Thursday. I went to the zoo last week. I took or no, that was on the weekend. That was on the weekend. Was it? That was on Saturday, I think. But I plan on taking a lot more time off. And what I used to do with eBay business to consumer, what I used to do a lot more business to consumer, it required not hard requirement, but like a soft requirement of shipping nearly daily, lower handling time, and I'm doing some of it by requirement, but some of it like changing my business to suit my lifestyle more, of working on my own time as I want to, as I see fit, as I want to fit it into the schedule, and that's why I'm going business to business. Fanatics are the ones fulfilling all the consignment auctions, all the CGC grading that I do. They fulfill those every day, and I can be a week-long vacation. Cleveland Collecticon, I'm going there for a couple days. I'm going to Niagara Falls after it. I'm New Jersey Collecticon. We're going to New Jersey Collecticon, and then we're gonna go to Hershey Park or some other park down around there. We haven't decided yet, but so the stream. I know I went like all different places with that question to cover what happened over the past 4 years and why. But the streaming era will end if it ends by force, if the powers that be deem Pokemon cards gambling and you can't live stream them, like if there's a regulation that comes down that makes it illegal, I'm not gonna try to be streaming on the deep web. We're gonna shut down operations. Sorry, PK and Panga, if ripping packs becomes illegal on live streams. But other than that, I really like the setup that I have with PK and Panga. The market dictates that we can make a margin, and the margin is quite high right now. The margin can shrink a decent bit, and I will still be happy to do my end of it, and I think PK and Panga will still be happy to do their ends of it. So I think streaming the packs in the way that we're streaming, I think it's a fairly durable model. This might age poorly. In a year or 2 years, it might not be a thing anymore, but it will only stop being a thing if the market makes it that way. I will not cease this. And likely it would have been the same answer for Troll and Toad Evo, especially because that was very hands off. eBay Vault, I would have likely made the pivot from eBay Vault to Fanatics Vault anyways if it wasn't required. Because Fanatics just outsourcing all the labor. eBay Vault was very, very intensive. My like very janky too, the way that worked. I don't miss it. I miss the 0% fees, but I don't miss it exactly as it was. I don't know. Girth confirmed asks, how girthy do you think it will get? I don't know if that's asking about the market or what that's asking about, but I am missing context from 22 minutes ago. I apologize. Girth confirmed. The Experience Share says one of their distros told them it was exclusive. One of mine right now is not showing me it's exclusive. I put in a pre-order. It allowed me to. Certain exclusive products, it doesn't allow me to. And that's the League of Legends TCG for anyone who is curious. What are your thoughts on the new black and white sets? I think they're interesting. I'm going to buy my entire allocation from Distro. I'm going to sell it on the live streams. PK and Panga actively have the Japanese variants of it. We bought the deluxe boxes. I hate cluttered SKUs. I hate that they did the deluxe box and the regular box, but deluxe sounds fancy, so I went with the deluxe box. I fell for the branding. 30th anniversary Poncho reprint, maybe. I would love for that to happen. I would love to see Pikachu wear the outfits of other Pokemon, of other IPs. That would be amazing. There were a couple mentions of Pokemon. Yes, my kids had they go through phases where they'll watch one movie 10 times in a row. Sonic was that for a while. I can picture Knuckles saying to one of the characters in the movie, he looked like a Pikachu or something. I forget the exact context of it, but they're sitting down at the table. That military guy has the key for the big weapon in his pocket. But yeah, Knuckles, I believe, says that somebody looked like a Pikachu or sounded like a Pikachu or something. Stingo says, forecasts for Destined Rivals price seem to be holding strong. Not sure if this has been asked yet. Thanks. I think Destined Rivals, and this blows some people's minds, like the inability to understand nuance and to understand that things can do multiple things. I think Destined in the next 3 to 6 months will go over 300. I think given what Surging is, given what Journey is, given what other sets are, I think there's a chance in the short term Destined goes over 300, but ultimately in the next 6 to 24 months, I think Destined will go under MSRP. Maybe not the booster box, maybe only the packs. So I could see a world where booster boxes are 200, 180, 170 over MSRP, and the packs are $5. That's been a thing many times in other sets. So if Destined Rivals, if they don't touch the boxes, they could not touch the boxes again. They could be done printing Destined Rivals booster boxes. I don't think they are, but they could be. And they could release tons of ETBs, tons of pack collections, tons of whatever. And they could make the per pack price go under MSRP. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Where do you bid on pallet-sized orders? I don't bid on pallet-sized orders anywhere, but I've been offered. So just context of what's out there. When I put out my hot buy list a month or two ago, when I was talking about the 10,000 packs of 151, I put this out in my Discord. I put this out in Alex's Nostalgianomics Discord. I put this out on Instagram post, Instagram stories sometimes, and people come to me. There are people, I promise you, with 10, 20, 30,000 packs of 151. There are people at 10,000 packs of 151. I will pay 10,000 packs of 151. I will pay. Oh no. I disconnected. Can anyone see me? I think I'm back. I think I'm back. Let me know if someone can let me know. I see green now. Okay, I'm back. I appreciate that. But I put my offers out there, and somebody emailed me and they said they have 10,000 packs, and they said that somebody was willing to pay $950 a pack or $925 a pack, whatever it was. And I offered a little bit over 90 grand, like wire. I offered no fees, no nothing. I offered $92,000 for 10,000 packs, and I did not get them. In the past couple of weeks, I've gotten 2,000 packs at $9 a pack, but that's not something that people can have access to. There's people out there though. When I put out Destined last week, on my hot buy list for 220, the reason I went to 210, one, Hills is 230. Hills is plus shipping though. My prices are all landed prices to my PO boxes. I don't pay shipping. I don't pay fees. These are the prices I pay per pack that lands at my PO box or at PK or at Panga. When I offered last week 220 a box on Destined, I had a pallet worth of boxes offered to me. I had one guy offer me 100 boxes. I had another guy offer me 20K. Said like, there's a lot of this product out there. A lot of it's being printed. I truly believe it will go under MSRP. People would be happy to, and people would make money selling for MSRP. But when consumers are paying what they're paying, they're gonna sell for what people are willing to pay. So yeah, that's part of the reasoning why I think it will get there too. Destined specifically under MSRP. Journey. Surging's already been there. I've said it before. Some people get mad at me. Oh, Surging wasn't. It was. I've already showed it before on Hills. It was pre-sale for 3 months. But Surging has already been available under MSRP. Do I think Surging will get under it again? More of a toss-up. I really think Destined will, though. Dan, is it just me or Paldea Evolved loose packs the hidden gold mine right now? Great low-key set that's finally getting attention this year. Good cards, lots of IRs, low chance of reprint. Yeah, as far as my hot buy list goes, I have had Paldea Evolved on my hot buy list. It's been a few weeks since I've had it on my hot buy list, but I had it like 4 or 5 weeks out of the last 10 or 12, I think. I like it. I like it a lot. We sell it a lot. As far as top sets of the year, as far as sales go, we've sold more Paldea Evolved than Crown Zenith. We've sold more Paldea Evolved only for another day or so. Destined Rivals is about to pass it. But Paldea Evolved is our 3rd selling set of the year. Paldea Evolved. We have only 1,500 packs in inventory, and we sold 500 packs last week. I only have 300 packs of Paldea Evolved. So honestly, it'll probably be on my hot buy list again next week. It sells a lot. I enjoy it myself. It's a good set. It's nearly, well, it's over 2 years old now. Just went over 2 years old, I believe. Let me look at I have way too many tabs. Paldea Evolved was June 9th, 2023. Paldea Evolved is 2 years and 8 days old. Doesn't mean it can't be reprinted, but it's a lot less likely. Johann Gauss says, if there is a 3rd world war, do you think Pokemon cards will increase in value or decrease? During wars, the value of money has always decreased and assets like gold have always increased. I think if there's a 3rd world war, I think Pokemon cards will go down. I could be wrong, though. I do not hold that position very tightly whatsoever. I hope there's not a 3rd world war. Even if it would 10x all my Pokemon cards, I hope that there is not a 3rd world war. With the amount of 151 being printed for Blooming Waters, what is your prediction for that market? Crown Zenith all over again? I don't believe so. They could. I think they could if they wanted to. If for the next year, if Pokemon made it a goal to make 151 be widely available under MSRP again, they would do it, I think. Some people don't believe that, but I believe they would. I think it's like a certainty that they could if they wanted to. They had it all summer last summer. All summer. It was widely available under MSRP. So I don't think they'll do it again. I think they'll focus on Prismatic. I think they'll focus on Destined. I think they'll focus on Journey. The only 3 sets in Pokemon's history that haven't been widely available under MSRP. So 151 was Crown Zenith all over again last summer, is my thoughts. Stream, if my mic is doing bad things, I apologize for the issues. Yeah, the mic is not dead. There's something wrong on your end, potentially. Why am I not able... Oh, no. I'm disconnected again. Stream is... I need to figure out what's going on. Am I back? Reconnection successful. I don't know what's going on, but after like over a year of this being solid and not having any issues, I've been having more and more issues lately with this. T-Mobile home internet, you are failing me. I really need to look into that. If anyone has any final questions, my Ethernet cable is definitely plugged in. If anyone has any final questions, feel free to post them in the chat. I apologize for the technical difficulties. But yeah, if you're having issues with my microphone, if my sound is bad, refresh the stream and it should fix it. But let's see. Andrew has 1,300 packs of 151 and wants more at the right price. Epic Sniper says, my question is up and he's answering it while I can't hear. Refresh and it should fix. Apologies for the sound issues though. But yeah, Epic Sniper must be sniping my ISP. If anyone has any final questions, I'm fully caught up. Hopefully you can refresh Epic Sniper, and it was all just done in the DMs and emails is the answer to that question that you had. But yeah, if anyone has any final questions, I will stick around for a while. If the stream drops again, I'll probably just cut it. I'll probably call it T-Mobile Home Internet is trying to tell me to end. But I had a couple more comments that I wanted to take before I go. I'm fully caught up though. Leave your questions with a stop sign in chat if you want it answered. Otherwise, I will wrap up soon. Pokey Nufo exclusive says, why would I sell my packs to you? You paying 75%. So my hot buy list every week, all of these prices are 80% or more of market. Let's debunk this right now. Some prices on my website, like I generally wouldn't sell to me either on sets that I'm paying 70 to 75% on. But most sets that I'm paying 70 to 75% on, there's not many people, if anybody, paying 80% on because they're just not as in demand. I might rip 10 packs, 9 packs a week of some of the sets I'm paying 90% on. The packs that I'm paying 80% on, most of these were ripping hundreds or thousands a week. But check this out right now. Live data. Why'd this move? Live data right now. I am actively paying $9 a pack on 151. Market price on of 151. You can buy it on TCG Player for $9.97 with shipping included. So market price of it, TCG Player market price. Why is this not? Oh, I'm sharing the wrong. I was wondering why it wasn't updating. I'm sharing the wrong thing. Let me go back here for a second. I had TCG Player open in another tab, and I wondered why it wasn't updating. I was showing the Paldean Fates. So there are many people that only sell hot buy list packs to me. There are many people that will not sell if I'm not paying 80+%. But right now, you can buy on TCG Player for $9.97 a pack. Market price on TCG Player is $10.16 a pack. I'm paying 90% nearly. 85-90% I'm paying on 151 right now. A lot of people selling me 151 right now are buying bundles on Target. They're buying at MSRP and they're just like doubling their money, guaranteed risk-free. So that's just a little bit of pushback on like, why would I sell to you? You're paying 75%. Every week of this year, I think 1 week I didn't do a hot buy list because I was at the water park that week. But every week aside from 1 week this year, I've had at least 2 or 3 sets that I'm paying 80% or more. I've had some offers as high as 90-95% of market when I really want and or need packs. So like it's a reasonable strategy to only sell to me my hot buy list packs. And many people do that. So just to push back on that comment. But at the end of the day, like if you don't want to sell to me, I'm not going to force you to. It's entirely fine. Most people don't sell me packs. I've probably only bought packs from 50 to 100 different people. I regularly buy packs every week, every month from like 10 to 12 different people. And then there's probably dozens of other people that are one and done or a couple times and maybe they'll do it again in the future. But I'm an option. The fact that we live in a world where you have an option to sell risk-free, fully insured for 90% of market. What a time to be alive. What a time to be in the hobby. The liquidity we have right now is insane. It will not last forever. I promise. It is not 90% liquidity. Like if you DM me right now with 5,000 packs of 151 for $9 a pack, maybe even 10, I will buy 5,000 packs at 90% of market via wire or ACH. No fees for you. No government documents for you. So like it's crazy to say, and I know you were talking about 75%, but like if you sell, whoever's selling on TCG Player, you're not netting $9. You're paying the fees, you're shipping it, and obviously you have to ship to me too, so that fee's still involved. But there's no platform fees when you sell to me. There's no payment fees when you sell to me. I send you PayPal, friends and family. I send you ACH, whatever. It's and some people say like I've posted this buy list in Discords before, and I've gotten laugh reacts by like clowns, that have no idea how anything works. Like, go sell on eBay for 100% of market. Go sell on TCG Player for 100% of market. You don't end up with 80% of market all said and done. Tax evasion aside, like some people are, yeah, tax evasion, that's how they're getting so much more money. I'm not advocating for it, but if I pay you via ACH or wire, you can do it that way too. Please don't. Please pay your taxes. It's the patriotic thing to do. But anyways, oh, the experience share says several sold listings today of over $11.20 to $11.40 per pack. TCG Player market price is not perfect. Sometimes if the price is going up rapidly, I'm usually like a little bit low. If the price is going down rapidly, I'm usually way too high. There was a week where I was paying $11 on Prismatic when packs were probably selling for $10.50 on TCG Player. So it's not perfect, but the crazy thing is like, it's a number. You like, some people get mad. I've had people get mad at me. I've had people email me, DM me, saying like, how are you scamming people paying this on packs? I'm throwing out a number. I'm throwing out an offer that you don't have to exercise. You know how many times between 2014 and 2019 I had anyone that I followed, anyone that I watched, offer 90%, or maybe it's only 80, 85% on anything, on any of my inventory? That was never a thing. People take for granted the market that we're in today. People take for granted the amount of liquidity, and that just feeds into the whole, like, that feeds into the whole, truly think things will go back under MSRP. I think people are taking for granted how crazy things are right now. Yeah. Epic Sniper says, I literally have bought blooming for 100 each, second market, and can sell to Dan and make $8 each one. I have people do that all the time. Like, I don't want to go on Facebook. I don't want to go buy onesie, twosie things. I want to buy from you 100 packs, 200 packs, 500 packs at a time. Andrew hit 13 blooming waters at Target and immediately sold to me. And if someone's paying $9.25, sell to them. Like, there are times where old school Pokemon, there are times where Nostalgianomics, there are times where people put out a buy list. And rarely, if ever, have I seen where they're higher than me on every pack. I don't think that's ever happened. Usually they're higher on a couple packs, and I'm higher on a couple packs. Because, like, the packs that they're higher on, they probably have almost nothing. And packs that I'm higher on, I probably have almost nothing. I'm probably selling more. Like, if and when someone hits me up right now for 10,000 packs of 151 at 90K, I'm going to buy them. And I'm not going to buy them for $9 a pack anymore next week, because I'm going to have my fill. So, like, yeah, check around for sure. I'm only dropping for a second or so each time. The stream itself is desyncing until we anti-shill-ater. I don't know where I'm supposed to enunciate. With all the new vendors and investors popping up now and watching PokeTubers, will percent gains last long term if everyone's sitting on tons of SV sets? My main concern is long-term liquidity. If everyone's the biggest thing is that a lot of the gains are being built in. Like, you used to be able to buy Evolving for 120. Destined might be Evolving 2.0, but you're getting into it at 240 instead of 120. Does 240 going to 1500 do really good numbers? If it happens, yes, it's amazing. Like, no one's going to be that upset. But you are missing out on that first double up. Like, you had the opportunity to get Evolving at 120. Destined Rivals, I think we'll get there. I think you'll have the opportunity. I disconnected again. Come on. I'm going to wrap up relatively soon. I just reconnected again. But, yeah, sorry. If Destined is Evolving 2.0, which it could be, it could be $2,000 in a few years. I don't think it will be, but it could be. You're not getting it at 120. You're missing out on that first double up. Not a huge deal. Like, no one would be heartbroken having bought something in only 8x in 3 years. But some sets won't do that. The sets that used to go to 300 after 5 years, well, 300 used to be great, aside from because you were buying at 80 or 90, you're buying now at 150, 160. Like it's could still be great, could still be good, but not as good. And there's risks. A lot of this is being invested in, but a lot of it is being ripped as well. Who's gonna win? The unstoppable force or the immovable object? That's how I keep framing it. Oh, would I have done that if there wasn't a bounty? So we sold during the Paldea Evolved Magikarp bounty week. We sold like 2,500 packs. So it wouldn't be 8,500 packs, but it would probably be 7,500 or 7,200 because we would have sold some Paldea that week, but not 2,000, 2,500. Probably already answered, but thoughts on Crown Zenith by the end of year? I don't know. My predictions are always like, not always. My predictions are often not bullish enough. But Crown Zenith right now, let me see what a booster pack is right now, and I'll make a prediction. I'll probably be way too conservative. People will be like, "Oh, you're only predicting it goes up 20%. You're insane." So market price right now per TCG player says 968. Most recent sale is 10. I think it'll be $13 by the end of the year. Only a 30% increase. People will say, "Dan, you're way too bearish." Oh, the experience share says 12 to 13 by the end of the year. So I gave a similar thing. Will you be putting any more Japanese product on the palette in the future or sticking with English or even some Chinese gem boxes? Chinese gem, very unlikely. Japanese, almost certainly. Almost certainly. If and when not prismatic, but whatever Japanese prismatic is. Terrestrial Festival. If and when Terrestrial Festival goes sub 50, sub 60 a box, I'll probably add some Terrestrial Festival. Glory of Team Rocket, I might at the right price, but it's all going to be a feel thing. Hot Singles TCG, can you plug your consulting service, how to reach you, price, etc. So I don't advertise it much because I'm contemplating raising the price. I'm contemplating just getting done with it altogether. I do have like very good feedback from certain people who've used it. But there was one week where I did like 5 of them, and I don't want to do 5 in a week. For 1 hour of my time, it's $100. And for 30 minutes of my time, it's $50. There's no discount as you scale. I don't really do ones over an hour. If you want to do multiple, just do it multiple weeks. But $100 an hour for my consults. Any questions you want to ask, I'll give you all the disclaimer. Dan, one-on-one, no chat, more private, whatever. Give me all the information you want to give me. I'll tell you what I would do in that scenario. If it was me, I won't tell you what to do. I will never tell you what to do, even if you pay me $100 an hour. But that exists. On average, over the past few months, I've been doing 1 to 2 a week, but there was 1 or 2 weeks in a row where it was like 5, and it was just like I don't want to do that many. As crazy as it sounds, I have certain other tasks in my business that pay me a higher hourly than that. I'm not doing that for 40 hours a week every week, but like part of it is like I can make that much or more doing other things, and the other part of it is I just I do enjoy it, but I don't want it to be 10% of my week. I want it to be 2% of my week. I want to do like 1 every other week or something on average. So yeah. How should I go about pricing a rare but desirable item, Plasma Blast ETB? I sold one a couple years ago. I had a complete ETB set. I sold Plasma Storm. I sold Plasma Blast. Look at comps, look at low list, and determine what amount of money you'd take for it. If I had one today, I'd be a seller. I had one years ago. I was a seller. I would have had crazy returns if I had kept it, but I do not regret it. Epic Sniper says just buy Blooming for MSRP and sell it 9 a pack, and you make 38 off each one. I hate TCG Player. I wish they made it so it wasn't so easily messed with, but yeah, it's unfortunate. I did the Crown Zenith one. We saw those flyers passed out to CAC vendors about sales tax. Do you think vendor PO videos are going to cause issues for sellers? No, I don't think IRS agents are going to be reviewing the records that we're putting out there on vending. But theoretically, putting that all out there, publicly transacting as Catch 'em All collectibles, and I've never done this, like I claim my sales, but publicly transacting as Catch 'em All collectibles and doing $500,000 of vendor POV sales in a year, and then having your IRS filing show 10K or 0K, $0 of in-person sales is kind of crazy. It's kind of scary, but I guarantee you people are doing it. G-word, I guarantee you there's some people out there documenting their sales and then not claiming any of them, which is insane to me. Scary. Nice to see you, HD Cards and Collectibles. I'm ending soon. Just a reminder, here's a link. This Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, I will be live with Harley at HD Cards and Collectibles. We will be doing what we're doing tonight. We'll be talking Pokemon. We'll be talking business. We'll be talking investing. Come, hang out, and look forward to see you there. Check out Harley's content. Nice backlog of videos, and he had Pokemon on. I think I'm going to be a second live stream. He had Pokemon on a week or two ago, so that is there as well. Audio problems in and out. Left and came back a few times. Thanks for the stream. I apologize. Who can even predict the next Fusion Striker of Evolving Skies? It's always obvious in hindsight. A lot of people say like they could have picked Evolving Skies, they could have picked this, that, and yeah, anyone can with past data, with a chart, but I don't think I'm that smart. I put a little bit of everything on my palette. Crown's in this 11.25 right now. I'm still gonna say 13 a pack. What stat am I AFKing right now? Hopefully you aren't XP wasting right now. I'm XP wasting right now. I have 88 prayer banked. I have 4,000 bones I have to go sacrifice at the Wildy altar. That is not AFK stuff though. I do want to get back into AFKing. I've been AFKing Slayer a little bit. Problem is I'm already 99. I'm 99 every combat stat except for prayer, which I never will be likely. And I'm 98 attack, almost 99. So I'm AFKing attack when I can on Slayer tasks. And then I'm doing boss tasks here and there. I have Grotesque Guardians currently. I AFK'd all my Gargoyles tasks, aside from my save 20, to do the 20-in-1 trip for my my combat achievements. So with all that, Will says, I have a pristine sealed case of XY Evolutions booster box, sell or keep for 30th. I would sell. I have none. I would sell, so I did sell. I have none left. I have one booster box. I don't intend to sell ever for the memories. But other than that, yeah, that's everything I have for today. I'm going to refresh my live stream and see where I'm at, and I'm going to try to end in time to not cause an awkward pause at the end. But yeah, I have 62 seconds of stream delay, so I'm going to try to strategically end. How often are you invited for podcast interviews? I do want to do I want to do on my website somewhere a list of every podcast I've been on.